It's homecoming at Campbell, and they are buzzing here in Bowie's Creek. Many believing that this is the team that can win the Big South Conference and punch Campbell's ticket to their first ever FCS playoffs. But as Big South Conference play begins, the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern are trying to shake off a slow start to the season and spoil the party. This is the Bojangles countdown to kickoff on a beautiful fall day for football in North Carolina. Hello and thank you for joining us with Jay Sunhalter. I'm Chris Haymeyer. Campbell blew out by 30 points, previously undefeated NC Central last week in the Campbell's most complete game of the season. Jay, what impressed you the most about Campbell's 48-18 victory last week?
Well, Chris, from the opening kickoff, Campbell was the aggressor. They left no doubt. All three phases, offense, defense, special teams, played phenomenal. Along the trenches, they were more physical than Central, and they left no doubt in this ball game. Early on, you could see how fast they were playing, the aggressive mindset with the play calling, offense taking shots over the field, defense blitzing, and this team is really carrying a lot of momentum into this ball game.
Evan Budrovich is the third member of our broadcast team as our Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue Scatter Report continues down on the sidelines. Evan?
Leading into the start of Big South Conference play, Campbell head coach Mike Minner did not utter a sentence about Big South Conference. He focused more on the speed and the performance of his football team. The magic number is 18 miles an hour, which may seem safe in a school zone, but he wants his team to play fast and physical at that 18-mile-an-hour clip. The Camels last reached that mark in the first half against East Carolina, and the coaching staff decided if they can play at that level against an FBS opponent, imagine how dominant they'll be against an FCS foe playing at 18 miles an hour. Last week, we saw a glimpse of that speed, 530 yards, and that speed is what Mike Minner wants from his Camels today.
Hi, I'm Mike Minner. Campbell. We're excited for the 22 season, and we're glad that you're part of it. We need
Sorry about that. Evan Budrovich is the third member of our broadcast team as our Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue Scatter Report continues down on the sidelines. Evan?
Leading into the start of Big South Conference play, Campbell head coach Mike Minner did not utter a sentence about Big South Conference. He focused more on the speed and the performance of his football team. The magic number is 18 miles an hour, which may seem safe in a school zone, but he wants his team to play fast and physical at that 18-mile-an-hour clip. The Camels last reached that mark in the first half against East Carolina, and the coaching staff decided if they can play at that level against an FBS opponent, imagine how dominant they'll be against an FCS foe playing at 18 miles an hour. Last week, we saw a glimpse of that speed, 530 yards, and that speed is what Mike Minner wants from his Camels today.
Hi, I'm Mike Minner. We're excited for the 22 season, and we're glad that you're part of it. We need
Hey, what did you guys think? Did you get audio and everything? Okay. Did you guys like it down there? don't, we'll hold the defense. So look, what we can do is when we get to the end of Evan's thing, let me know what's going to be easier. When we get to the end of Evan's thing, you guys fade it into the center of the field. Then we can go boom, cut to a close up of one of the guys live, and then I can start talking. Or we can go when Evan ends, we can boom, cut it off, and you can get it to us, and we can go ready for kickoff. What is going to be easier for you guys? Right. Well. Remember, if you go straight to Evan, if you cut before we get to the field, that'll be fine. But it would look awkward because you know what I mean. So we need to go from. I think to save us, either say let it fade to the center of the field, then go live to a close up of someone. You know what I mean? Then you can go out in the field. You don't have to do it for very long, but just kind of have that in mind. Yeah, and remember, make sure you cue me from when he stops talking, and I'll kind of watch too. But then, like, have my mic up so boom, I'll do it so it won't be awkward. Okay. Yep. Okay. Because I think it worked out right timing wise. I think it's less than 2 minutes. So the key would be to make sure the red hat stands out on the field just in case they get going early or something like that. Okay. Yep. We're good to go. And just I guess make sure that the Atomos is running if you don't mind. Okay. 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 Cool. Anything else you need from us? Um, the, One of the only things we're gonna do, you guys, is I have put in there when we go to Evan on the sidelines. It's not coming out of the so what we've got is we've got if you look in the rundown I put where the head coaches are coming out of the first break in the first quarter and coming out of the first break in the second quarter. So I've kind of shifted where Evan is. Also, Evan's going to be doing a hit after the last halftime break before we start the second half. He's going to be doing a hit there too. So everything is put. If you follow kind of the new format I gave everybody, those are just a couple of the changes. Also, remember too, we've got tombstones for our quarterback, our tight end, and two players for them. So here we go. They're going to say his name. Seg. Seg. Not Sega. Seg.
Sig. Okay.
our Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue Scanner Report continues down on the sidelines. Evan?
Leading into the start of Big South Conference play, Campbell head coach Mike Minner did not utter a sentence about Big South Conference. He focused more on the speed and the performance of his football team. The magic number is 18 miles an hour, which may seem safe in a school zone, but he wants his team to play fast and physical at that 18-mile-an-hour clip. The Camels last reached that mark in the first half against East Carolina.
Okay, make sure everybody's ready for it. It's homecoming at Campbell, and they are buzzing here in Bowie's Creek, many believing that this is the team that can win the Big South Conference and punch Campbell's ticket to their first ever FCS playoffs. But as Big South Conference play begins, the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern are trying to shake off a slow start to the season and spoil the party. This is the Bojangles countdown to kick off on a beautiful fall day for football in North Carolina. Hello and thank you for joining us with Jay Sunhalter. I'm Chris Haymeyer. Last week, Campbell had a 30-point blowout win against NC Central, a previously undefeated team. Jay, what impressed you the most about that complete victory of 48-18 trouncing by the Camels?
How aggressive Campbell was from the opening kickoff. All three phases made play. The play calling, the coaching staff wanted Campbell to play physical and fast. They won in the trenches. And then 10 minutes through this ball game, there was no doubt Campbell was going to win this game. It was the best football the Camels have played all season long.
Evan Budrovich is the third member of our broadcast team. As our Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue Scanner Report continues, we go down to the sidelines to Evan.
Rest his team this week. Not a single word was uttered about the start of Big South play. The message focused on how fast can our football team play. The magic number is 18 miles an hour, which seems slow in a school zone, but for his football team, it's the optimal speed for the Campbell Camels. He noted this speed, Mike Minner did, in a game against East Carolina, where in the first half, his team played at 18 miles an hour. He told his team this week, if we play at 18 miles an hour every play, there's no chance an opponent will beat us. So we'll see how that speed translates to the start of conference play. Chris and Jay?
Thank you, Evan. Our Evan Budrovich down on the sidelines, and we are ready to go. It's homecoming, end over end kick. Josh McNeely is going to take a knee, and Campbell will have it. Their offense comes out as we take a look at the Sunbelt Rentals starting lineup. The offense begins and ends with Haj Malik Williams. The dual threat quarterback can do a little bit of everything.
Last week, he was so good, 22 for 33, and also on the ground, 46 yards rushing, very balanced offensive attack, and he was accurate throwing the football.
And for this defense for Charleston Southern, they're going to have to try to slow down this Campbell team that has put up nearly 1,000 total yards in the last two games. Williams at the QB. Campbell in all orange with the black helmets. First down. Barr gets to the outside. A run of 6 yards on first down. Barr, the grad student, already has two 100-plus rushing games this season.
Well, with Campbell's size up front, the goal is to move the line of scrimmage. They've got a quick defensive line they're going against, but they've got the size.
Play action. Caught. First down. Height on the far side. They are telling us, the Campbell coaching staff, we're going to see a lot more of him. Campbell's speedster on the outside, Jalen Kelsey, in concussion protocol with an injury at practice. He's not going to play today. First down, Campbell. Play action. Williams Far side throw complete. That's the Iowa State transfer, Anderson. What arm strength from Hajj Malik Williams.
Well, perfect accuracy, and Anderson and Williams have really connected here early on in the season. Great route for the first down.
All positive plays. Here comes Campbell. 1st and 10, near midfield. Barr, nothing. No gain. Charleston Southern stands him up and pushes him back. Leading the charge, Quentin Sagan and Siobhan Fields.
Now, this is an undersized front seven for Charleston Southern. So how do you win up front? Slanting and using your quickness and leverage up front.
2nd and 10, flag. Incomplete. What'd you see? And it's the first time we get to introduce you to our white hat referee, Larry Saunders. In front of a capacity homecoming crowd, here's Larry. That shows you the respect that this Campbell offense is getting.
Yeah, usually you're going to see the offense go back 5 yards, but they say, hey, decline it. Let's make it 3rd down. And Julian Hill, the outstanding tight end, moving out to the slot. Watch him on this 3rd down conversion opportunity.
He's on the right, number 85 in orange. Williams breaks out of the pocket. Can't get away from everybody. Ombre Kennedy, preseason All-Big South, and the best in the secondary for the Charleston Southern team in white, makes the stop. Campbell near midfield facing a 4th and 4. They're lining up to go for it. 4 receiver set. 4th and we'll call it 5. Williams over the middle, complete. There's Hill on cue. 1st down, Campbell.
Well, perfect execution. It starts up front. You had to give Williams time to throw. The offensive line built a wall, and the Williams stayed patient as he was waiting for Hill, who was in the slot, to come across the middle, double coverage, and he found a way to get open.
8th play of the game's opening drive. Williams in motion. Williams, no relation. Rolls, throws, complete. Hill, touchdown. Campbell's star shines bright on the opening drive.
The connection between Williams and Hill is what makes this offense so special. Now, how did it happen? Williams, again, using his legs, moving up in the pocket. He could have run with the ball. He kept his eyes up, waited for Hill, who was going up the seam to eventually get past the safety. Again, the patience of Williams, the accuracy to throw the ball to Hill. He hit some spot on in stride, easy touchdown.
37-yard completion. The extra point from Dowden is good. 8 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Campbell up 7-0 here on ESPN+.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Last year, I had more blood and platelet transfusions than I can count. During my treatment for acute T-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma, the chemotherapy took a toll over my body. And one of the main things that helped me survive was my routine blood transfusions. Blood donors keep cancer patients like me fighting every day. Sign up now at thebloodconnection.org/donate.
There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
There's over 450 million hoopers out there. One will outscore the country and put Norman on the map. Less than 1% of high school players get a scholarship. Odds a freshman would lead the nation in points and assists? One and never been done. 1.3% of college players get drafted. Only one would drop 48 and 11 in the conference finals. One will know this is just the beginning. Trey had a 1.5 billion chance to get here, but he saw a possibility.
What an opening statement for the Camels. Isaac Riffle will get the kickoff duties, back deep to receive for Charleston Southern is their starting running back. And TJ Ruff and RJ Wells. The kick from right to left, end over end, returnable. Here's Ruff. Fakes the end around. And a great open field tackle. That is Josh McNeely, folks. Josh McNeely is preseason all-conference number 30 there in orange as a punt and kick returner. But in this Campbell team, if you want to play and you play well in practice on special teams, they'll put you on special teams. Campbell's starting wide receiver recovered a punt in the end zone.
He's a star of the unit, and these guys take pride in playing the third phase of the ball game. The coaches stress it, and it shows during the ball games. That phase, Campbell has really had a big advantage in thus far this season.
It was a question on who would start for quarterback. It's going to be Isaiah Bess. Throws incomplete on the outside. Let's take a look at the Sunbelt Rental starting lineup as the play is blown dead. For the CSU team, they've got an offensive line that's young and coming together, but at quarterback, the man that has started the majority of their game, Ross Malgrim, is out for the season with a shoulder injury. Isaiah Bess gets to start. Tony Bartello, who is a transfer into this program, played some quarterback in junior college, originally coming out was a Bethune-Cookman signee. We think we may see him as well. Run to the left side and a gain of 4 on first down. That's Ruff, number 24. He's pretty good, the redshirt freshman out of Shelby, North Carolina. So the first big third down of the game. This is a Charleston Southern team. They do not want to give the ball back to that red-hot Campbell offense that marched down the field for the first score. They need to get it to about the 35. Best calls his own number. Can't get away. Moncovia Gaffney comes up. Makes the tackle for a loss of 1. 4th and long for Charleston Southern. The Bucs are going to punt it right back to the Camels.
Well, between Gaffney and C.J. Tillman, those two linebackers, outstanding speed. They were not fooled at all. And Gaffney, as soon as he saw his quarterback draw, assertive, came up, filled the hole, and there was nowhere to run.
David Gelb is a darn good punter for Charleston Southern. He has a 77-yarder this year. He averages 51. The wind is to his back slightly. Josh McNeely, who made that tackle, is back standing inside his own 25, one of the more dangerous returners in the Big South. This is not a good kick. It goes out of bounds near midfield. I don't know if it made it to midfield. Campbell back on offense after this on ESPN Plus. Camels lead by 7. There's Campbell head coach Mike Minner. He has built this program into a scholarship FCS. They hope power. He thinks this is his best team. So far, so good. 1st and 10 for Campbell. That ball made it just to the 49. A poor punt of only 21 yards. Play action. Complete. Anderson. 1st down to the 38-yard line.
Coming to this ball game, I figured Charleston Southern was going to look to stop the run at Campbell early on. Campbell's being aggressive, opening up the ball game through the air.
Campbell running at that 18-mile-an-hour speed. Barr, big hole left side, makes a cut down the sideline, into the red zone. A 1st down for a Campbell offense that can't be stopped.
Chris, you talked about the tempo. It's been a big advantage thus far this season because it gets defenses on their heels. They can't blitz or stunt, and it's hard to communicate.
Bars the back, pulls it away. Hill in the flat, gets a couple of yards. He's ridden down by 3 white jerseys, led by the middle linebacker who's all everything for Charleston Southern, Garrett Seg.
Number 40, when you watch film of Charleston Southern, he's always in the right place around the ball, and they're a nice job getting over to Hill.
2nd and 9. Campbell finally takes a breath. We'll catch ours too. Height and Jai Williams are the 2 receivers to the right side. Anderson all alone to the left. That's Jai Williams in motion. Haj Malik Williams, pump fakes, throws, incomplete. Flag comes down late. Campbell with already 100-plus yards of total offense. Larry Saunders getting the information from his crew. The only thing that has stopped Campbell today has been flags. That's on the center, Juan Claros. And again, Charleston Southern declined. So 3rd and 9. Campbell's offense needs to get it inside the 10 to the 9.
In the red zone, you look for the height. Julian Hill, Anderson, with over 6'3". That's where I would go if I'm Williams.
Anderson to the far left side of your screen. In the slot is Hill. 3rd down. Handoff, maybe a surprise to Barr. Did not surprise Charleston Southern. That's Quentin Segan. Makes another good tackle, and here comes the Campbell field goal kicking team. Campbell has a transfer from Mercer. Caleb Dowden is a 5th-year senior out of Statesboro, Georgia. 6 for 7 so far this year. He has a long of 36. This will be from 37. Would be his longest field goal of the year. McKay Taylor's the holder. The kick is up. No good. Misses to the right. And Charleston Southern, you got to feel that's a win for the guys in white.
Big win. I mean, Campbell driving down the field really easily once they got to the 10-yard line. Penalty, it stalled. And then now you miss field goal. Now, for Charleston Southern, they've got to take advantage of this opportunity with their defense doing the job.
Timeout. We'll take 1-2. Back after this to Barker Lane Stadium.
Redshirt freshman wide receiver Seth Anderson has a unique story for Charleston Southern. He's always smiling in the middle of plays, whether it's good or bad, and this Charleston Southern coaching staff reminded him, you have to get serious, you have to get tough. But they love his family ties because Seth is the third member of his family to play college football, including his father at UCLA, his brother at Utah, and now Seth, who's always smiling, looks to bring a juice to his Buccaneer squad. Guys?
Thank you, Evan. Brevin Allen bringing the juice. Big-time sack for the guy that's on many NFL draft boards. He's a preseason Big South Conference Defender of the Year. Bess on second down and long, throws incomplete. Caden Jordan had it and dropped it. He's usually their most sure-handed wide receiver. Nothing going right for the Bucs here.
Well, in 3rd and 13, you have to have success on first down and have an opportunity against the Campbell defense with how fast they've been. 3rd and long situation up front, the offensive line has to give Bess enough time to read the defense.
It's 3rd and 13. Campbell's offense has gained 104 total yards. Charleston Southern's has gained 1. Bess has 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ross Malgrim, usual starting QB, injured for the rest of the season. Young Bess trying to grow up fast. Big throw, incomplete. No flags. In coverage on the far side, that's DeMarcus Harrington, the fantastic-looking redshirt sophomore out of Hamlet, North Carolina.
A strong arm from Bess. I mean, he can throw it in there. Just better coverage by Harrington, stride for stride. Now the Campbell defense gets off the field and sets up potentially good field position for the offense.
I bragged a lot about David Gelb, and then he accidentally hit it off the side of his foot for a 21-yard punt. Look for something big to come from one of the, until that punt, more consistent punters in the conference this year. Conference opener for both these teams so far, it's been all Campbell. A touchdown and a missed field goal. Gelb's punting from inside his 5. McNeely, preseason all-conference return man, awaits. And he calls for a fair catch at the 40. Campbell plays it safe. There's a flag back at the 5-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense number 51. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Campbell is aggressive. They blocked a punt for a touchdown last week. That is Ron Olson, who is called for a roughing, and that gives Charleston Southern a first down, and the offense comes back out on the field.
A few penalties so far for Campbell, and it's become a factor. Now Charleston Southern is going to be able to continue the drive. We'll see it right up the middle. The contact's made.
And Campbell coaching staff will tell you there's a risk reward. They know he's not going to get yelled at back at the bench. They know that they're going to have a high risk and reward. The reward last week was a touchdown here. Charleston Southern offense. Maybe this is the life the Bucs need. 1st and 10. Bess, play action. Too tall. Looking for Seth Anderson, who Evan just talked about, and Anderson was confused on the route. He did not see that ball.
Well, miscommunication and a lot of players rotating in. Bess hasn't been in all season, so they're going to have to find a way to kind of condense the playbook, make sure everybody's on the same page today.
1st and 10. Bess is 0 for 4 through the air. He had a drop. Handoff, Moore. Not a lot doing. Josh Johnson rides him down.
Well, this has to be the key for the Bucs offense, running the football, to not only keep the Campbell offense off the field, but to set the edge in the running game and help out your young quarterback.
Charleston Southern has played a very difficult schedule. They're 0-4. They came in averaging under 100 yards rushing per game. Moore is in. It's 3rd down and 3. Bess fires, tipped up and complete. Jordan catches it after it bounces off 2 orange jerseys. First down for Charleston Southern.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and they needed a break. And Jordan just kind of falls in his lap. Now Campbell rushing for 2 guys, knock it down. They ricochet, and you thought it was going to be an interception. Jordan in perfect position.
Bess handoff Moore. Runs right into Josh Johnson again after a gain of 2 yards, just shy of midfield.
When you have to take advantage of breaks. For Charleston Southern, you had the penalty on the punt, and then really a lucky catch. And I would take a shot here. You've got a strong arm quarterback with Bess. If you find one-on-one coverage on the outside, it's going to be tough to methodically move the ball down the field against this defense. You've got to have some explosive plays.
2nd down and 8. Handoff, Ruff, the starting back. Ridden down from behind. Dre Giles, the backup defensive tackle, makes the stop after a gain of 2. 3rd and long again for the Bucks.
When the Campbell defense, the linebackers, safeties have to protect the middle of the field. Already on other 3rd down opportunities, Charleston Southern has run crossing routes looking to attack the zone defense right in the middle. So they have to be secure, Campbell's defense up the middle.
3 receivers right. Number 11, Vincent Davis, is a fantastic receiver. The Campbell coaching staff saying that they were going to double team him. And Jordan misses a touchdown by a foot. Bess and Jordan almost hook up. You asked them to take a shot, they did. Ed Dennis was in on coverage, but he was beat.
Well, it's almost like Campbell's secondary figured they were going to throw it underneath. They weren't going to take the shot, and that was an easy touchdown. If they would have completed it, the ball sailed a little bit too high. I thought Jordan was maybe going to reach out for it, but nonetheless incomplete.
Bess 1 for 6 through the air. And now they'll ask David Gelb, who has had an eventful day already, the Charleston Southern punter, to drop it inside the 20. The kick is up. McNeely is there, makes the fair catch at the 12. Jay, after all that, the rush from Campbell on that very first drive looking like they were going to score 40 here in the first quarter. If you're the Bucks, you take a deep breath and you think, okay, we survived the first couple of haymakers from Campbell. Granted, Campbell shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, but you can take a breath, you make a stop, get the ball back, and the offense looked a little better that time.
Well, that has to be the mindset. Hey, listen, we withstood a couple opening round punches. We're only down by 7. Now defense, let's go out, let's create some havoc, get a turnover, and help our offense out.
Campbell offense, Williams 6 for 8 through the air, 74 yards, and that touchdown to Hill. Williams, handoff. That's Nakari Rogers, the true freshman. Busts his way out to the 20 for a gain of 8. What do you like about the true freshman running back?
Well, I love his ability, his vision, and he ran right behind Julian Hill, who demolished his man, the senior tight end, setting the edge.
2nd and 2. Rogers, big hole left side. First down. He is greeted rudely by Jamal Johnson that comes through from the secondary and lays down the hit.
They ran right behind Hill once again. I mean, he's just cleaning things up. Him and big tackle.
First down, Campbell. Option. Williams pays for it after a gain of 3.
Tackled by Bryce Llewellyn.
Llewellyn makes the tackle. 2nd and 7 for Campbell.
We saw Campbell first couple drives throwing the ball, now giving the ball to the running backs, keeping it on the ground.
4 receivers on 2nd down. Rogers is the back. Rogers tripped up, stays up. What balance for the first down. Wow.
The Bucks brought a blitz off the corner, and Rogers, with his balance, was able to elude him and then just stay up long enough to get the first down.
1st and 10, Campbell. 3rd offensive series of the game. Rogers, not this time. Seg gets through, drops him for a gain of 1.
Seg has the quickness and the awareness. He saw his run. He beat the block to the inside. Such a sure tackler, knocked him down at his feet.
2nd and 9. Williams. Nowhere to go, and he's sacked. Anton Williams, no relation. The grad student, the team captain in the top 10 all-time in Big South Conference history in sacks, gets another one, and that's a big loss of nearly 10 yards, all the way back to the Campbell 31. It's 3rd and forever.
And he's the best defensive lineman for the Bucks. Comes off the edge, and that was an important play to make it 3rd and long, and also to keep Williams in the pocket. He didn't see him coming off the edge. He made a big play.
Campbell's got to get it to nearly midfield. Look at this. We saw it last week against Furman on situations like this, dropping everybody. Fitzgerald, freshman, makes the catch, pulled down short of the first down by 9 yards. Doesn't look pretty, but it worked. 4th and 9 for Campbell. Here comes the punt team. Jamel Johnson, the cornerback, makes the stop. Campbell has a good punter as well. Caleb Dowden is on the punter of the year in FCS watch list. The kick angled to the far side. Corey Peterson, the punter, on the watch list. And the fair catch is made at the 16. Corey Peterson, the Aussie, averaging nearly 40 yards per. And now Charleston Southern will get the ball back. 3:19 to go in the first. Campbell leads 7-0.
A lot of positives for Campbell. They want more points, though, and for Charleston Southern, what's going to be the recipe on offense? They've got to find a way to move the ball down the field. A lot of young players, but they're hanging in so far in the first quarter.
Campbell with a couple big penalties that have hurt them, too, in this first quarter.
Yeah, and that's an area they've got to clean up. I mean, those penalties, the special teams one, obviously really hurt to give the ball back to Charleston Southern.
So Campbell may get another chance at it here. It's going to be 4th and 5. And where they're positioned on the field, you think that they would just punt it again. We didn't see that flag, and it took a long time for this officiating staff to make a decision there. Well, and now we'll see. It's 4th and a long 2. Campbell's talking about it.
The offense is going out.
They'll bring the offense back out on the field. So now a penalty for Charleston Southern could really turn this game on its ear. What do you think about Campbell going for it here?
Well, I like the aggressive play call now for Campbell. Figure they're probably going to go on 2 to see if they can get the Bucks to jump offside. But I would get Williams out of the pocket where he can either pick it up with his legs or with his arm.
Campbell on 4th down this year, 50%. 4th and 2 after the penalty. Williams. McDowell slips, and Charleston Southern gets the ball back at the Campbell 45. Risk reward, not that time for Campbell.
And Charleston Southern catches another break because there was a wide open hole over on the left side. That would have been a first down. And now, Autry Jensen and his offense, you got to take advantage of it. Outstanding field position. And it's going to be tough to get methodical offense against Campbell's defense. I think you need to take some shots down the field. Use Bess's strong arm. He had an opportunity early with Jordan. I would go back to the air.
Yeah, Charleston Southern 6 rushes for 11 yards. They're averaging under 2 per carry. Jordan is one of 2 receivers to the right. There's Davis, hasn't had his hands on the ball yet. Long throw. Catch made inside the 5. Diving is Seth Anderson. Evan Budrovich told you earlier in this game he comes from a family of Division I athletes. It showed there. Here comes Charleston Southern, 1st and goal, trying to tie this game. Bess, rough. Comes up half a yard shy. 2nd and goal for Charleston Southern.
And I love the play call there. First play, sudden change, go deep. And Bess recognized the one-on-one coverage.
Bess, rough, touchdown, untouched.
TJ Ruff, the ball carrier. Touchdown Buccaneers.
And Charleston Southern survived a bunch of body blows from Campbell, and they're an extra point away from tying this thing late in the first quarter.
Fighting through some adversity in the first quarter. I mean, Campbell was dominated, but you got to score 7-6, looking to be 7-7, and Charleston Southern just hanging in there. You have the explosive play over the top, and then you execute in the running game inside the 5.
Babush is the place kicker. He is perfect from extra points so far this year. This one could tie it.
Babish's kick is up and good.
The kick is up. The kick is through.
Charleston Southern 7.
We are tied at 7, and we'll go down to the sidelines and our Evan Budrovich. Evan?
Of emotion from the football team. They asked their squad, we have to play faster during that timeout. Receiver coach and running back coach came together and said, guys, we're just not playing fast enough out there. And that's how we pick up the pace of play, playing faster on offense. So I'm curious, guys, how they respond on this next drive.
Campbell offense has been moving the ball a bit. What have you seen? What has changed this game that early was all the guys in orange?
Well, I mean, Campbell's done a lot of good things. It's just the penalties set them back, and then, you know, sometimes the defense is going to make some plays. I think Charleston Southern's front seven is doing a better job of getting off blocks. I mean, they're smaller than the offensive line for Campbell. They've got to use their quickness. In the past couple of drives, they've done a nice job of getting leverage and making plays.
Jeremy Martin, the grad student, to kick off. Josh McNeely back deep, will let this go out of bounds. So after all that and all that momentum, we've seen a lot of unforced errors today in this first quarter. Sloppy at times.
Yeah, the penalties, I mean, for Campbell, you got to clean those up. And for Charleston Southern, I mean, it hasn't been perfect. It hasn't been pretty. But you get a couple stops on defense, a couple lucky plays, and then one big play over the top, and you got a tie ball game.
Campbell scored on their first drive of the game. They took the opening kickoff and looked like they were going to run away with this thing. 8 plays, 75 yards. Charleston Southern couldn't stop them. And it ended with a impressive catch and score. Julian Hill, 37-yard reception thrown by Haj Malik Williams. Here's the Campbell quarterback, Haj Malik Williams, 1st and 10 from the 35. Handoff, Barr. Takes a couple with him, a gain of 9 yards on first down for Campbell.
Tackled by Nick Perry.
2nd and 1. Barr. Not this time. Met by a wall, led by Darius Bell. He plays what they call the buck position on that line.
Charleston Southern bringing extra defenders. They're looking to take away the run. They brought the blitz.
Campbell averaging 4 yards per carry. Rogers and Barr both at 6. 3rd and 1. Pesnell wearing number 7, a backup wide receiver, getting a chance to shine with Kelsey out today. Handoff McDowell, this time doesn't slip, runs over a white jersey, runs over his own man, and he gets 5 yards. They went back to the sophomore after he slipped on that 4th down play.
And Campbell said, hey, the fun and games are over. 3rd and 1, we're going to run the ball. They brought in Dante Jones over as an extra tackle to play tight end. And then McDowell comes in with his physicalness. He just ran right through the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Campbell playing without their starting right tackle, Tyler McClellan, today. 1st and 10, near midfield. Williams throwing deep. Complete! Touchdown! Quick strike! Williams to Austin Height. Wow! What a play.
Offensive line protects up front. Outstanding throw from Williams, and Height on the post route clears through the safeties, hits him in stride. Beautiful shot over the top. Campbell's offense is so explosive when the offensive line holds up for Williams. He's got an arm.
51 yards, but Williams threw that about 60 plus in the air. The extra point is good. And just like that, the momentum turns back the way of the Camels. 14-7 the score after that 51-yard bomb.
Well, Campbell early on in the drive, they were running the ball. It sets up the play-action pass, and Williams is playing great football. He knows where to go. Pre-snap, he's reading the secondary. He sees cover 2 defense. I've got Height going on a post route. I know where I'm going. He executes it. Perfection. I mean, that's exactly where you want it, right in his lap, hitting him in stride, he takes it in.
And what a sensational story it is for Austin Height. He was at a JUCO, came here to Campbell, was buried on the depth chart, but he just became so consistent, and every time they put him in the game, every time they threw to him, he came up big. What a throw, what a catch. Austin Height getting more of a chance with Jalen Kelsey out in concussion protocol. Ruff on the far sideline for Charleston Southern. Ruff busts through, gets taken down after a decent return. 1st and 10 for Charleston Southern. Been a roller coaster ride of a first quarter, partner.
It's been exciting. I mean, Campbell, they've got some explosiveness, and then Charleston Southern, how are you going to respond? You had a good drive, get a touchdown. Campbell comes right back down, hits you over the top. They need to make sure, number one, protect the football. Offensive line has to protect Bess. But this young redshirt freshman, he's got talent. I think they need to use him in the running game as well, so we see what he can do through the air.
Bess puts Davis in motion, flips to Ruff. Good cut. Down the sideline. Maddox brings him down after a big gain on 1st down. What's changed for the Charleston Southern offense? Why are they doing so well?
Well, I think the secondary for Campbell respects the arm of Bess, so it's opening up some running lanes. Right now they're hitting the perimeter, use their speed.
Trips packed tight to the right. Looks for Seth Anderson again. Had a step, overshoots him. That time Jonathan Jones was in his back pocket in coverage for Campbell.
And of course you want to complete that pass, but what does it do? It at least stretches out the secondary for Campbell. There's that threat. If you don't have a threat, you're just going to lock in on the run or those underneath routes. But this secondary knows that Bess will go deep, so it opens up the middle of the field as well as the running game.
Henderson's been open a lot today, and this is a very good, experienced Campbell secondary. 2nd down. Ruff. That's a huge hole. Close to the 1st down, a yard shy, as the running game for Charleston Southern suddenly starting to get going from the redshirt freshman out of Shelby.
And the Bucks going with some tempo as well, getting up to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 1. Can the Bucks answer the Campbell call? We might have to wait to the 2nd quarter to find out. 1st quarter game clock at 8. This could be the final play. Ruff! No! Josh Johnson, the defensive end, reaches out and brings him down 2 yards shy of the 1st down marker. And that's how the 1st quarter will end. Campbell 14, Charleston Southern 7. It's homecoming in Bowie's Creek. Campbell leads 14-7. We start the second with some drama, 4th and 2. And in the Wildcat here is Vincent Davis. Davis hasn't touched the ball yet. He's their most explosive offensive player, so he's going to line up and at least look like he's going to take the snap on 4th and 2. Davis fumbles, smothered, taken down. C.J. Tillman, the linebacker, comes up, stuffs him. Both teams have failed on 4th down near midfield. Flag comes in late.
Into formation, offense. Ball players in the backfield. Facilities decline.
And Campbell gets the ball back at the Charleston Southern 47. What went wrong for the Bucs that time?
Well, everything. I mean, with the pre-snap look, you get the penalty, and then
I like the idea, right?
The ball handle. Well, I like the aggressive.
Get it to
play
your
call.
best player who you can't get it to.
But Campbell, like everybody was playing the run.
Yeah,
Miles Rouser
yep.
was out in coverage as soon as the ball was snapped.
That's a
He
strong
sprinted
safety,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean they weren't.
Especially
thinking
coming
that was
after
gonna
a
be a
timeout,
pass.
you could
Yep.
see he was there. We could see he was there.
You've got to have a threat of the pass. Campbell, if that ball was even handled, they were going to eat it up because all 11 guys were going in to make the play.
That's why you're the best, Jay. I'm changing. I did not like that idea.
You're the man.
The Campbell fans did. Charleston Southern gambles, comes up empty. Autry Denson, he is the head coach for this team. He is royalty at Notre Dame, one of their best all-time rushers. He is a man of faith, and he is building this program that he calls a football ministry. 1st and 10. Barr. Not as much doing, 4 yards out to the 46.
For Campbell, the key is just have positive yardage on 1st down. No penalties, no sacks. Make sure you're going downhill, and Barr again runs north and south, finishes off the run.
2nd and 6, Campbell's first possession of the second quarter. Barr, gain of 1. Cut down out of the secondary. Cameron Smith, the cornerback, came up and got him, chopped him down at the knees. 3rd and 5 now for Campbell.
Well, and of course, you want to get more yardage. But when you run the ball, you pick up positive yards. Now it's manageable on 3rd and 5, and you can use Williams with his legs as well, rolling him out of the pocket.
4 receivers. Barr goes out to the flat. Williams, planned run. Second effort gets him the 1st down. 6 yards to the 39 and a 1st down thanks to the legs of the Campbell quarterback.
And Williams brings so much to this offense. His throwing ability, leadership, and the dimension with his legs. Design quarterback run. 3rd and 5, you've got a guy that can pick it up and continue drives.
1st down for Campbell. Height, who caught that 51-yard bomb, is on the right side. Runs wide. Barr cuts back to the inside, ridden down by Anton Williams. Campbell scoring 2 touchdowns on 2 big pass plays. 37-yard TD pass, Williams to Hill in the first quarter, and a 51-yard TD pass, Williams to Height after Charleston Southern had briefly tied the game. End around. Back to the quarterback, Williams. Nothing doing. Looking for Hill, who was well covered. There was a collision, but Jeremiah McClendon was not fooled. The cornerback, sophomore out of Florida.
You had a feeling Campbell was going to take a shot. The drive, the first 4 plays were runs. They tried to hit Charleston Southern over the top. They're going towards Hill, who looked like he was blocking, then went up the numbers. Good coverage by the Bucs, not being fooled.
Did you like the trick play off the run?
I loved it. I had a feeling they're going to try something down the field. Good discipline, though, on the back end.
Sets up a 3rd and 8. Williams fires. Incomplete. Pesnell well covered again. It was McClendon wearing number 5 today. 4th down for Campbell. The offense starts to come off the field, and now the coaching staff is telling them to go back on.
And no man's land. I mean, if you punt here, there's not really, unless you try to pin them back, not much of an advantage. We've seen Campbell so far today be very aggressive on 4th down.
Campbell 1 for 2 on 4th down. That goes right along with what they've been this season, right at 40%, 50%, 6 for 12. It's 4th and long 8. Williams backs up, throws long, overshoots his intended receiver, Jai Williams, who had a step. Campbell gives the ball back to the Bucks.
There's an opportunity there. Williams has such a strong arm. The pressure was coming up the middle, and you're right, he threw that on his back foot all the way down to the goal line. Charleston Southern's defense, though, it hasn't been perfect, but they get off the field again on 4th down.
Both of these head coaches rolling the dice. It is the first game for both in Big South Conference play. Campbell picked to finish 2nd in the 16 Big South this year, behind NC A&T. Charleston Southern right behind them, tied for 3rd. 5 of the 6 teams in the Big South got first place votes, including Charleston Southern. Nothing doing. Loss of 1 on 1st down for the Bucks running game. Moore, the backup back, could not get a hole on the left side.
The defensive line, the ends, really collapsed the pocket down, and the interior pressure from Campbell, which has been so good all season long. Gabe Holmes has been a star up front and gets in the backfield.
4 receivers set, stacked tight to the right and left. Moore goes in motion. The throw to the running back. Lots of room. That ends quickly. Keyshawn Thompson is there. Miles Rouser is there. Gain of 3 to the 40. 3rd and 7.
Damian Adams, the defensive coordinator for Campbell, has to love how fast his team is playing the hustle. There was an open area to pick up positive yards. There were 7 Campbell defenders coming over, swarming to the ball to force a 3rd down.
3 receivers left. Ruff today, best through the air, 3 for 9. Incomplete. Looking for Davis. Miles Rouser, the 4-star freshman, highest recruit ever for this Campbell team, bats it away. Punt time for the Bucks with 11:42 to go in this first half.
Well, Rouser's come into the program, shown so much promise. Last week against Central, he was the star of the game on the defensive side. His interception, his ability to come up and make tackles in the running game, and picking up where he left off. He's such a talented player with length and the emotion. Good job getting off the field.
McNeely is back deep to receive. Gelb will punt. Gelb gets a good one away. This will be tough to return. Takes a Charleston Southern bounce and then some. Inside the 10. Downed. Bad field position for Campbell when we come back. Camels 14, Bucks 7. The Big South opener on ESPN+. If you were a college football fan, you know who Charleston Southern's head coach is. Autry Jensen from 95 to 98, one of the best to put on the Golden Dome. He's building a program in his image at Charleston Southern, and they are standing up to a favored Campbell team here today. Rogers nowhere. What's been the change with the Bucs defense that has kept them in this game?
Well, after the first couple drives for Campbell, it looks like they just brought an extra defender down in the box. They've been more physical. They've just slowed down this attack.
Second down. Play action. High sacked. Sag, the defensive star, all 5'9" of them, makes another big play. He's done it his whole career.
He's so good. Watch number 40 off the edge. Just kind of waits, and then it's delayed, and then shoots out for Williams. They're bringing the blitz. They're being aggressive on the defensive side.
The defensive adjustments. Campbell had over 100 yards of total offense in the middle of their second offensive series. And a timeout by the Bucs.
Timeout, Charleston Southern. Their first overtime out.
They'll talk it over. We'll take a break. 14-7, Campbell buried deep in their territory. Back after this.
It's bow time.
Dad, we're hungry.
Yep, to the grill. No.
Out of gas on game day? Drop a big bow box on it. Game on. Feed a family of 4 with 8 pieces of scratch-made chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea.
It's bow time.
Step into a quality home you'll value for a lifetime. Perfect for your family at every stage. Mattamy Homes focuses on what you value most, with different designs, styles, and finishes crafted to work within your budget. That's why we're ranked first in quality, value, and customer satisfaction. But we don't just build homes, we create communities with instant appeal and enduring value. See what we're building around Raleigh, places you'll be proud to call home. Visit MattamyHomes.com and see for yourself.
We're no etiquette experts, but biting into your McDonald's crispy chicken sandwich and ending up with a whole pickle slice dangling from your mouth isn't impolite. It's human. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The double quarter pounder with cheese, fresh off the grill, cooked when I order it and not a moment before. And juicy? Hey, listen, I keep my napkin game up because I'm not trying to have this drip on my drip.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own. Papa John's.
3rd and 14 for Campbell. The Bucs called a timeout. They know this is a big opportunity to have Campbell punt from their own end zone. Williams. Handoff Rogers. Campbell plays it safe and will have to punt from their orange end zone.
Charleston Southern went back to that look where they had a wall of 6 defenders 15 yards deep, right where the marker was. Campbell elects to play it safe. They run the ball, and the Bucs come up, give up 5 yards, but you get off the field. Now the offense potentially is going to set themselves up with really good field position.
Davis, the most electrifying player for Charleston Southern, awaits at his own 45. Peterson, Campbell's punter, the Aussie who is on the FCS Punter of the Year watch list, stands on the M in the middle of his own end zone. The punt is high and a good one. Davis over the shoulder, bobbles, and is tackled immediately at the 25-yard line. Heck of a tackle made. That's Miles Rouser, the true freshman. Again, Campbell will put anybody that can do it on. And with that, we go down to Evan Budrovich. Here's Evan. First and 10 for Charleston Southern. The Bucks with a chance to tie it up. Ruff, big hole, bowls over an orange jersey. And a little bit of pep in the step for these Bucks runners after being held at bay in that first quarter.
Well, between Bess and Ruff, both guys, redshirt freshmen, both from Shelby, this is a talented backfield for Charleston Southern. These guys getting better each and every week.
Second down and 5.
Test.
Bess, play action.
Test.
Makes the catch to Davis, rolls, and a first down, but a flag. Back in the area of holding.
Tackled by Noah Caston, among others.
Personal foul, chop block, number 75, number 79. 15-yard penalty, second down.
They got 2, the left tackle and the left guard. Tilsky and Matthews. Boy, that hurts.
When you get knocked back 15 yards, I mean, these are just drive stallers. And 2nd and 5 now. You got a mile to go to get the first down, especially against this athletic Campbell defense. You have to find a way. They've only had a couple penalties today. But on the road, you got to limit those penalties, those errors to help out your offense.
A big pass to Seth Anderson after Campbell failed on a 4th and 2 with a running back that slipped at midfield. That set up a 1-yard touchdown run from Ruff. Bess is going to call his own number. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. What have you thought about redshirt freshman Isaiah Bess getting the start today for the injured Ross Malgrim, the usual starting QB for Charleston Southern?
He's got tools. His speed, I mean, he's a big kid, 6'4", 220 pounds. As a young player, he shows a lot of promise. Strong arm. He's made good decisions today. He just has to get into a rhythm. But he's showing a lot of challenges to the Campbell defense.
Can he pick it up here? 3rd down and 10. Incomplete. Blanket coverage. It was intended for Cale Anderson, but nowhere close. 4th down for the Bucks.
Second time we've seen the miscommunication between Bess and his wide receivers. That ball was meant to go deep, and the wide receiver went across the middle. Now Campbell's defense taking advantage of the chop block, and they get off the field, but they're showing Bess, the young redshirt freshman, different looks to try to confuse him.
This will be Gelb's 4th punt. He has a long of 51, a short of 21. Campbell brings a bit of a rush. McNeely back, makes the catch with room. McNeely showing why he's an all-conference returner, gets it into Charleston Southern territory. 8:04 to go. Campbell up 7, looking for more. Great field position.
He's got courage. I mean, there were guys draped all over him, and you thought, I'm just going to catch this and play it safe. But he catches it and then goes forward, picks up positive yardage. He's such a talented returner. He does it all on the defensive end and in special teams.
Everybody thought he had called for a fair catch except him. And now Campbell 1st and 10 from the 49. What do you want to see from the Campbell offense on this drive?
I want to see some explosive plays. I think they need to go back to Julian Hill, the star tight end, let him work over the middle of the field, but attack the secondary of Charleston Southern.
1st and 10. Haj goes deep. Intercept, no, in and out of the hands of Kalen Walters. That's a true freshman out of Kissimmee, Florida, that almost made the biggest play of the game for the Bucs so far. I think he had that in his breadbasket.
Cheney Fitzgerald, outstanding job.
Yeah, he pried it loose. You're right.
He knocked it loose.
Campbell's number 89, the receiver it was intended for. 2nd and 10. Williams, nowhere to go. Seg pushes him back once again.
Seg's all over the field. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. Back to the previous play with Fitzgerald, so many times you see wide receivers go up. They don't really fight for that ball, and the quarterback throws an interception.
Yeah.
I love the effort to knock it loose, help and protect your quarterback. Now on this play, Seg, again, coming off the edge. He's the guy that pops out on film for Charleston Southern, and Campbell has had trouble slowing him down thus far.
Oh, by the way, he's got 9 tackles, 4 of them solo, 2.5 for loss. 3rd and long. Williams won't make it, loses a yard. Seg again. And the man with the motor, all 5'9" of them, single-handedly breaking up this Campbell offense.
He does it with smarts, with effort. And I mean, him going one-on-one with Williams, that's tough in open field situations. He tripped him up with his right arm to bring him down.
Wow. Peterson trying to drop it within the 20. He is so good at this, and he does it again. At the 12, the fair catch called for.
The Buccaneers take over first and 10 at the
And we'll take a break. Charleston Southern's defense holds a chance to tie when we come back. Homecoming on ESPN+. Coming out.
Easily sign up and connect with college athletes. Visit gocamels.com/FCExchange.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Redshirt senior linebacker for Charleston Southern, Garrett Saig, led the Big South in tackles in 2001. Yet he's the smallest player on the football field, 5'9", 210 pounds, and he contemplated not returning for his final season this fall. Coach Autry Denson reminded him, leave the field better than you left it. So he decided to come back for his last year, and the undersized linebacker continues to make plays for his Buccaneers.
He has been a one-man wrecking crew, literally. Incomplete pass on the first play from scrimmage. He has 10 tackles, 5 solo, 2.5 for loss. He had 16 tackles against his Campbell team last year. How is he so good?
He's an amazing player. Pre-snap, he's moving around. As soon as the ball is snapped, it's almost like he knows what's being called. He just has the quickness and the smarts. And as soon as he recognizes it, he goes with no hesitation.
If he was 6 foot, he'd be on NFL draft boards. Bounce to rough. So a couple of plays for no yardage here for Bess and the Bucks. The defense is giving Charleston Southern a chance to tie this game. They have holding Campbell at bay really through the majority of this second quarter, save for the one big play.
Now 3rd down, 3rd and long, you're backed up. Bess has to be careful with the ball.
Third and long. Bess deep in his own territory. Intercepted. Maddox. Huge mistake. Jay, you said Bess needed to be careful. Instead, he threw his 3rd interception of the year.
Maddox, senior, very wise. Look at him kind of bait Bess, stays back towards the middle, and then jumps in the passing lane. And that's the turnover Campbell's defense was looking for. They only rushed 3, everybody dropping into coverage. Maddox does the job.
poor throw because the intended receiver was blanketed
He was
anyway,
covered,
even if Maddox wouldn't have been there.
Well, and he was going towards Jordan, who's his reliable guy. He's on a curl route, but on that play, you just got to look and you got to make sure you don't throw it in harm's way.
I think they're taking a look at this. They took a look and said that it stands the Big South Conference replay officials. Campbell's got to capitalize here.
In this situation, you're dominating as far as yards, 212 so far. You only have a 7-point lead. I would go towards the end zone. Make a statement, sudden change, attack the secondary for the Bucks.
Pesnell, the receiver, right. Anderson and Hill, the tight end, to the left. Hill now in motion. Williams with room. Williams dives inside the 10. First down and goal for Campbell.
Well, and it's a designed run, and who do they go behind? Their tight end, Julian Hill. He's just a phenomenal blocker. He does it in the passing game and gets physical when it's a running play. Good job by Anthony Whedon setting up the play for Williams and pick up another first down.
Pesnell and Anderson to the left. First and goal for Campbell. Lamaje McDowell, their red zone back. McDowell stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. What makes number one in orange the go-to down here for Campbell?
Well, I mean, the number one thing is 230 pounds. I mean, he's 6'2", a big guy. He runs physical. He'll finish off runs. And I just love the versatility to his game. He's got speed as well, but inside the red zone, he's just got that knack. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're going to fall forward and find a way to get in the end zone, but he has that ability, that innate kind of keen ability to get the tough yards in between the tackles.
Alex Santiago comes in, two tight ends for Campbell. Second and goal. Haj gets the block from Hill, pulled down from behind. For Charleston Southern, number 44, Edwards Owusu, the redshirt freshman defensive lineman. And now third and goal. We talked about Campbell needing to capitalize. It'll be interesting to see if the team in orange plays for a field goal here if they're stopped. Third and goal. McDowell cuts back, stopped again. Owusu again. The Bucks defense holds again. Fourth down and goal from the 4.
Well, nice effort from Charleston Southern, making it difficult. And I know Campbell's offensive players want to go for this, even though the field goal puts you up by 2 scorers. And they're going to get their wish. Coaching staff believes that they can pick it up.
Campbell 1 for 3 on fourth down. Hill to the left, 2 tight ends. Fourth down, Campbell. Play action. Williams, pump fakes. Williams, end zone, touchdown. Haj Malik Williams makes it happen with his feet on fourth down. 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
Initially, heck of a job from Charleston Southern. But this is just the ability of Williams. Continues to run to the outside. How long can you hold up in coverage? The Bucks couldn't. That's what allowed that open lane to Williams. Took advantage of it, and he finished off the run with the extra effort to get in the end zone.
If you're Charleston Southern's defense, you throw up your hands. You did as good as you can. Goal line stand or inside the 10 stand. But Williams is that Haj Malik magic makes it happen. The extra point is through. And Campbell takes a 21-7 lead. As odd as this sounds, the Camels needed that, didn't they?
They need it because if you're inside the 5, you go for it, don't pick it up. That's a backbreaker, especially with the explosive plays you've had, the performances so far of guys really stepping up. You've got to pick it up there. And initially, after that play was called, as Williams was running towards the right, there wasn't anything there, but he just kept staying patient, kept his eyes downfield, held the coverage on the wide receivers as he's inching closer to the goal line. Such a wise play to eventually just take off, and he used his speed to get in the end zone.
Campbell leads 21-7. The scoreboard hasn't caught up yet. How important is this final 4 minutes of the first half for the Charleston Southern offense?
Well, you feel the momentum going to Campbell's side. You have the turnover from the defense. The offense finally executes, gets in the end zone. You have to find a way to get something positive going towards the halftime break.
Bucks get the ball to start the second half as well. Ruff and Wells. Ruff, a rough ride as he'll get it up around the 25. Charleston Southern has 2 timeouts. They'll be back on offense when we come back after the break. Campbell's Hajj Malik Williams has been sensational. 8 for 14 through the air, a couple of touchdowns, 136 yards. He added one with his feet. It's really what he can do. He doesn't look to run first, but when he needs those legs, he can really hurt you. And that's what makes him special.
And the thing that the stats don't show is the stress that he puts on a defense. I mean, right there, he got in the end zone, but that puts so much pressure on the secondary to hold up in coverage, and then he just takes off, and no one has the speed and awareness that Williams has in the running game.
A little bit of delay. And now the clock will roll.
The PA announcer cannot play music or any sound from the PA system while the opponent is at the line of scrimmage.
That will draw the ire of the homecoming crowd, but those are the rules. It's been a homecoming party all day here, and going into the snap count. 1st and 10. Bess. Moore. Decent gain on first down, nearly 4 yards out to the 30. The Bucs running game, we had mentioned a stat earlier. They had negative yards halfway through the first quarter. They've really turned it around. Give that young offensive line starting to gel. A bunch of credit. 2nd down now. The flip. Moore. Room. 1st down. Tillman brings him down, Campbell's middle linebacker, but not until it's a 1st down for the Bucs.
Caden Jordan, the star wide receiver, does it on the edge. I mean, this is just a phenomenal job by him out on the perimeter, being physical to set up his teammate.
1st and 10. The Bucs have a couple of timeouts, down by 2 touchdowns. Play action. Jordan makes the throw, gets 3 more yards after the catch with a good move. That's the experience of the redshirt junior out of Tampa. 11 catches for 181 yards coming into today.
How good is he? Previous play, you help out your teammate running the ball, and then the yards after the catch.
Good spot, 2nd and 1. Nothing for more. Brevin Allen, defensive player, preseason player of the year, last year's Big South defensive player of the year, makes the tackle. It's a loss of 1, 3rd and 2 for the Bucks. 2.5 minutes to go in this first half.
Brevin Allen really coming on the past couple ball games. He is a load to stop in the running game. Long arms, takes on blocks well. This is a big 3rd down for the Bucks.
Both teams have been bad on 3rd down today. The Bucks 1 for 8, Campbell 2 for 9. Movement could be on Campbell. Charleston Southern picks up the first down anyway. A helmet is lost. That play just a disaster from the get-go.
Number 34 for Campbell must sit out one play for his helmet coming off.
That's big. That's Campbell's middle linebacker, C.J. Tillman. But there was a flag before the helmet flew off. I think Campbell was offsides.
Offside. Defense, number 34. Penalty is declined. First down.
Campbell on the stat sheet just 1 penalty, but by my count, 3 have been declined from Charleston Southern. Campbell had a big roughing the punter penalty earlier in this game. So here's the Bucks into Campbell territory, 2:12 to go, 2 timeouts in their hand. Campbell has 3 timeouts. Bucks will get the ball to start the second half. Davis incomplete. The game plan when we talk
the field is an incomplete pass.
When we talked to Campbell head coach Mike Minner, he told us, look, Vincent Davis, he is the most electric player on the Charleston Southern offense. We're going to double team him, make sure he doesn't get the ball. He hasn't gotten the ball today. He doesn't have any catches. That time it dropped.
Well, he's been the focus, and they've shaded over his way with safety help. And it's been tough because Campbell's only rushing 3 or 4 guys, so everybody's dropping back in coverage, finding a way to blanket him.
2nd and 10. Bess busting through the hole is rough. Another rough ride and a gain of 4. 3rd and 6 for the Bucks. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Chris, a couple minutes ago you asked me about Charleston Southern, what they need to do.
Timeout, Campbell. Their first charge timeout.
Well, and for them,
30 seconds.
So far this drive, to gain momentum you need points, but they're doing the job moving the ball down the field. You pick up the 3rd down conversion previously, and what you're doing is you're limiting time left for Campbell if they get the ball back. So, of course, you want to get some points, but also you want to use this clock and bleed it down for if Campbell does have an opportunity to get the ball back.
Do you think this is a smart timeout for Campbell?
I do think it is because, listen, 3rd down here, if you can get off the field, your offense is going to have time. So I think you want to get everybody over, set the stage, and make sure everybody's on the same page and communicating for the look you want to give to the offense.
Both Charleston Southern and Campbell with 2 timeouts left. Campbell leads 21-7. Bucks defense has been solid. Bucks offense looking for another big play. Isaiah Bess is a redshirt freshman quarterback. Number 2 on 3rd down. Fires complete to his most reliable target, Caden Jordan. First down for the Bucks.
A nice route from Jordan. It looked like he was going to go deep and then breaks it across, gets past the first down marker, comes back to the ball, and Bess hits him in stride. Perfect timing.
Anderson, number 83 to the left side. He's a wide receiver that caught the big bomb that set up the only touchdown of the game. Bess looking that way, throwing that way, complete! Gets away from the tackler, into the end zone for a touchdown. Seth Anderson does it again. The Bucks are back in this ball game.
Bess to Seth Anderson.
You love the effort and the emotion of Anderson. He refuses to go down, and Bess, nice touch over the top, and then Anderson fights through the arm tackle. And Charleston Southern's in this ballgame. I mean, there's been big plays from Campbell, but they're just hanging in there. And you've got to wrap up Anderson. Good route and gets open.
35-yard touchdown. The first big catch by Anderson earlier in this half set up the 1-yard touchdown run. The kick is up. The kick is good. And here come the Bucks, 21-14. 1:27 to go in this second quarter. The offense answers the call, but it's the Bucks defense that has slowed down Campbell's offense enough to give them a chance to get back in this ballgame.
Yeah, and for Campbell, a lot of good things you feel like is going on. Then you look up at the scoreboard and you're like, hey, Charleston Southern's right here with us. Now, for the Bucks, the one thing they wish is 127 was a little bit lower. Still plenty of time, especially with the timeout for Campbell. So, Campbell, special teams. Hopefully you get a big return here from McNeely to set up the drive, but Charleston Southern is going to have to come out here and do the job on the defensive side.
Campbell's 3 touchdown drives took 2 minutes and 15 seconds, 1:25 and 2:22. So 127 with 2 timeouts. That's more than enough for the guys in orange. As I told somebody earlier this week, what do you think of this game coming up at homecoming? I said, in conference play, Big South Conference play, it's usually going to be a game. You're usually going to see some surprises. Campbell was riding high coming into this one. The Bucks giving them all they can handle. All the way near the 50-yard line. For Campbell, that is C.J. Tillman. As I said, they'll put anybody out there on special teams. So C.J. Tillman was out there on kick return for Campbell, and the kick to avoid a return didn't quite work. And now you're setting up Campbell with 2 timeouts at the 47-yard line. I think I would have kicked that deep, right?
You need to kick it deep, or if you're going to kick a squib, you got to go deeper than that. I mean, and Tillman looked like a running back. He took it to the far side of the field.
Of course, they're probably saying, kick it to Campbell's starting middle linebacker. He's not going to get anything. It's the kind of athletes we have on this field on both sides. Hodge on first down. Williams steps up, throws, complete to Jai Williams, no relation, and good for a first down inside the 40 for Campbell. Plenty of time with 1:15 to go in the first.
Heck of a catch. The defender was draped all over him. He was able to focus and bring it in as Hodge was running. Accurate throw.
4 receivers, 1st and 10. Campbell with 2 timeouts, trying to get one back. Play blown dead. They want a review. Autry Denson wants to review Charleston Southern's head coach on the far sideline. It looked awkward when he caught it and tried to stay in bounds. On that far side of the field, no cameras, so it'll be interesting to see if they do decide to take a look and what they can find. Charleston Southern's head coach, what a delightful conversation we've had with him. There are a lot of guys that talk about what they believe, and boy, he lives it in every part of his being. Take another look. I think he got in. It just looked awfully awkward.
Right. Well, and again, the question is there enough to overturn it?
There's no timeout on the field. It's first down.
Yep. He definitely was in, but that just looked awkward. I mean, hey, give credit to Denson for questioning that. They did not review it. So no timeout. Both teams with 2 timeouts. 1:15 to go. Campbell has answered quickly each time. The only time the Bucks have scored. Will they do it again? Barr gets through on the far sideline. Falls forward. Close to the first down. He's going to be shy by a yard. 2nd and 1.
Nice job by Williams checking the run over to the left side. The Bucks brought 2 defenders on the blitz on the right side. They couldn't come over to make the play.
Height and Williams are on the right side. Barr. First down, gets out of bounds. Clock stops with 48 seconds to go.
So many times in these situations underneath a minute, you see teams that just get pass happy. I like how Campbell's continuing to run the ball. You still have the timeouts in your pocket. You get out of bounds, but they're running their offense and having balance on this drive.
Anderson and Hill to the left. Height and Jai Williams to the right. Haj Malik Williams. Does he have some more magic in him here in this second quarter? Williams, handoff, Barr. Runs into his own man. No gain.
The Bucks are playing with some fire. They're stopping the run. They're leaving the wide receivers for Campbell out on an island, one-on-one coverage. You know Campbell's going to take a shot. We'll see if they change up their defensive coverage. But that last play, safeties were in the box.
Julian Hill in the slot to the right side. Williams Fires, complete. Jai Williams close to the first down marker. He's a yard shy. Campbell will stop the clock with 14 seconds to go in the half. Kennedy and McClendon were in on the stop.
Timeout, Campbell. Their second, 30 seconds.
So Campbell's got some options here. They have a timeout. They have 14 seconds. It's 3rd and 1. What are the guys in orange going to do?
Well, the running play is still an option as well to pick it up. Now, you got to go over here in this meeting with Campbell is, all right, guys, listen, we have one timeout. Make sure all the players know it. And then also the coaching staff is talking about, all right, with the time we have left, depending on what happens, field goal, are we going for it? What are we going to do? Because, again, that timeout is critical. That's why you always want to save a timeout for situations like this.
So the Bucks with a big score on a big pass play to Seth Anderson, who has become their big play receiver in this game. Hill, the tight end, is to the left side. Anderson, the Iowa State transfer, comes to join him. Height and Jai Williams on the right side. Campbell needs one for a first down. They have a timeout. There's 12 seconds to go in the half. Williams takes a snap. Handoff. Rogers. It'll depend on the spot.
Rogers, the ball carrier.
They spot him short. Clock stopped with 8 seconds to go in the half. Campbell will bring.
Timeout, Campbell, their final 30 seconds.
Campbell looks to bring the field goal team out, but they will talk it over. 8 seconds left. Campbell is out of timeouts. Campbell's field goal kicker, Caleb Dowden, that had missed just one field goal so far this year, missed on his only attempt of the game. It was of 37 yards, which would have been his season long. This one would be from about 35. And right between the hash marks nearly, they'll come up and attempt what would be a 35-yarder. The wind has been swirling at times. It is light and behind the back of the Mercer transfer. Campbell trying to get some points back. Charleston Southern, they got a couple timeouts.
Charleston Southern.
Why not?
30-second timeout.
They'll try to ice the kicker. What have you thought about this half so far?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been interesting. I mean, Campbell, really you almost feel like Campbell should have a bigger lead. A lot of positive things they've done, and it's credit to Charleston Southern. They've just hung in there, and maybe things haven't been as easy for them, but they've made a couple plays to get 14 points across. And now for Campbell, though, I like the execution. The Bucks left some time left on the clock after the last touchdown. Campbell moved the ball down the field with an opportunity to make it a 2-possession lead.
Gardner Webb on the road today at Robert Morris, and Big South play won 48-0. Gardner Webb has been an interesting team. They've hung with some FBS teams. They've scored some points. Charleston Southern going to use their final timeout.
Charleston Southern, their last of the half, 30-second timeout.
That gives us a chance to talk about NCA&T, the favorite. Campbell picked second. Charleston Southern tied for third. 5 of the 6 teams, everybody except Robert Morris, got at least one vote for first place. Do you think it's going to take a 5-0 record to win the Big South Conference this year?
I think the depth in the league is very good. I mean, especially what I've seen from the top of the league. Gardner Webb, Campbell, A&T, and Charleston Southern, is in that mix as well. I think though that it is going to be that mark. And, for Campbell sitting at number 2 preseason, they feel like they should have been number 1, but that's a good spot to be in, kind of laying underneath. You feel that underdog mentality that you didn't get the respect at the beginning of the year, and I know they're gunning for North Carolina A&T.
This is the first conference game for these two teams. NCA&T idle this week. They won against Robert Morris last week. 35-yarder. Charleston Southern's bench making some noise, and I think they got Campbell to move, and did.
False start, offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
The 2 timeouts didn't ice the kicker. They iced the offensive line for Campbell.
Well, Autry Denson's out to the hashes. But that's tough because they made a last-second stunt up front Everybody just rotated inside, and that's tough to kind of hold your water up front if you're protecting.
Here's a 40-yarder. This would be Dowden's longest of the year. He hit a 45-yarder against Campbell in 2019 when he was on Mercer's team. Another shade of orange. McKay Taylor is the holder. The kick is up. The kick is good. 4 seconds to go in this second quarter. And the Camels will have to kick it off. But a season long for Dowden puts Campbell up 24-14.
There's some celebration, and you like to see the emotion, but they let Charleston Southern know, hey, listen, we're going to execute even when you try to ice us.
So after all that, we have ourselves a field goal, and Campbell will kick off to Robert Morris, or Charleston Southern rather, who is out of timeouts. Robert Morris will be the next game up for Campbell. Campbell in the middle of 3 straight home games. It's been an odd schedule for Campbell. They played the home opener the Thursday before Labor Day. 2 road games and were idle for a week, so didn't play at home for a month. In the middle of a 3-game home stretch, will go on the road for 3 games, back here for the Barbecue Bowl against Gardner-Webb on November 20th. Homecoming at Campbell, and a 10-point game. The kick fielded by Ruff. He's dangerous, but can't get away. Alex Santiago, the special teams star, makes another good hit. We're going to hold here as our Evan Budrovich on the sidelines will grab Campbell head coach Mike Mincher to try to get a word with the Campbell head man. 24-14. Campbell leads by 10. We go down to the sidelines with our Evan Budrovich with Campbell's head coach.
Mike, your team got the football with 1 minute and 22 seconds left in the first half. Grade your team's performance to execute that field goal.
They've been doing a great job in that last part of the first half, trying to get some points, and great job again by the offense and the special teams to give them great field position to make that happen.
We saw the kicking struggles last year on special teams. Describe how important Caleb Dowden's presence has been for your team.
Well, you just saw the momentum, all the timeouts, all the, pageantry that's going on, and he's still able to make that. That's a huge boost for the football team.
You told us this week you want your team to play at 18 miles an hour per play. How do they continue that pace in the second half?
Well, I mean, it's a game, so they're going to have to. We got to come out, and the defense got to get the ball back so we can go score on offense and win the middle 10.
Thank you for the time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That's head coach Mike Minner. Guys, back to you.
That's our Evan Budrovich. The homecoming festivities starting, and Campbell giving the homecoming crowd what they came for. A 24-14 lead. The Mattamy Holmes halftime report begins after this on ESPN+. Welcome into the Mattamy Homes halftime report. Mattamy Homes making dreams come to reality here in the Raleigh area. Welcome back into the booth. A 10-point game, 24-14. Campbell leading Charleston Southern. First Big South Conference game for both with Jay Sunhalter. I'm Chris Haymeyer. And I got to say, after Campbell's first two drives of the game, it was a touchdown and a field goal that they ended up missing. You kind of thought the Campbells were going to run away with this one, much like last week against NC Central, maybe before even halftime. Charleston Southern's defense got better, their offense got better, and the Bucks are in this ballgame.
They hung in there, and after the first couple drives, Campbell was doing whatever they wanted, and then the Bucks started to bring more of a blitz. They got tougher in run support, and Campbell kind of sputtered a little bit, but I love the execution to end out the first half. The field goal unit coming in to make it a two-possession lead. Malik Williams was great in the first half, and Charleston Southern's going to have to find a way to get more offense going.
Every time the Bucks have scored, Campbell has answered. A lot more to come in this one, a lot more in the Mattamy Homes halftime report coming up after the break. We'll show you some highlights. Back after this to Buies Creek. Welcome back to the Mattamy Homes halftime report. Malik Williams finds Julian Hill, and look at him breaking the tackle, the strength to the guy that they think could be in an NFL camp come this summer. Right back, though, here come the Bucks. That's their first touchdown of the game. They'll give it to Ruff, who rides it right in between the tackles. It would be short-lived. Look at this bomb to Austin Height. That was a huge play.
Williams has done it all. On the run, in the pocket. He's run the ball as well. He's been very accurate, 10 for 16 on the day, and he's going to the wide-open wide receiver, reading the coverage, and then when he has to take off, he's looking to throw, but if he has to run it, he's got a nose for the end zone.
Yeah, after that 51-yard touchdown pass, this was when the Bucks were coming back again. That was on 4th down, and that is Seth Anderson, who has been sensational, and that is our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength. We've got ourselves a game, folks. 10-point Campbell lead. Mattamy Holmes' halftime report continues after this on ESPN+. It's homecoming in Buies Creek. Campbell leads by 10. Time now for our First Citizens Bank stat sheet. First Citizens Bank forever first. And we look at the First Citizens first down. Campbell leads 14-8. What sticks out here, Jay? The third down conversions. Both teams not doing well.
Yeah, for Campbell, they've gone for it 4 times on fourth down, so 2 for 4 there. But third down, they haven't been able to find a way. And same thing for the Bucs. Now, Campbell's showing more balance with their rushing and passing yardage. The big thing for me is the 1 turnover to 0, and then the first downs. Campbell's been able to dominate time of possession over 17 minutes in the first half.
Time now for Christy Yarborough Remax. Next game up, Christy Yarborough Remax United helping you make the right moves. Campbell in the midst of this 3-game home stand, and then look at that. They'll go to top 10 ranked Jackson State, and then at NCA&T, the 2 teams picked to finish 1-2 in the preseason. But this one far from over. We'll have the second half when we come back. That'll do it for the Mattamy Homes Halftime Report. Back with more from Buies Creek after this. It is now time for our Kicking Camel Players Spotlight. The Kicking Camel in Coates, home of the official watch party of Campbell football. We go back down to the sidelines in our Evan Budrovich. Evan?
Thanks, Chris. Speaking of both coaches at halftime, Charleston Southern head coach Autry Denson said, We have to execute better on fourth down defense. He noted the touchdown late in the half, right to this end zone, and he said if our team's going to win this football game, we have to get stops in the third and fourth quarter. Mike Minter reminded his program, we started strong with a touchdown on the first drive, but our execution on third down has been poor. We have to improve in that category. Finally, Autry Denson for Charleston Southern said, if we play for the love of each other and the love of our team, he's not worried about his team's deficit by 10. He just knows they need to keep fighting to overcome this score. Guys?
Thank you, Evan. Our Evan Budrovich down on the sidelines. Charleston Southern gets the ball to start the second half, and they'll get good field position. That side-winding kick ends up out of bounds. Isaac Riffle unable to keep it in. And here it is, set up.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team, number 42. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
Set up nearly perfectly for the Bucks. Now, look, there's a long time to go. The Bucks didn't start the first quarter well, and they came back and are in this game. But, boy, you get the feeling this is an important series, don't you?
They've got to keep it within a manageable distance because you can't allow Campbell with the explosive offense to get out to a big lead. You've got to get something going here.
Ruff, nothing doing. No gain on the left side. Got Ruff, leading rusher on this team in the first half, not saying much. He netted 31 yards on 10 carries, averaged just 3 per. Isaiah Bess, 6 for 18 through the air. The young quarterback, 127 yards, a TD, and an interception. They're going to need better play from him. The youngster, pump fakes once, twice, complete. Finally finding Davis for the first time, but a flag. It could all come back.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 95. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
It doesn't come back. It adds on. Larry Saunders' mic is still on, and Paul Hudson called for the crime.
First and 10 for the Buccaneers at the 48-yard line.
Campbell was penalized officially just 2 times in that first half, but had 4 penalties that were declined by Charleston Southern. And here are the Bucks, even better field position, first and 10 from the Campbell 34. Bess, play action, throws in zone, Davis, complete, touchdown, flag.
Touchdown Buccaneers, but there's a flag on the play.
Holding. Defense, number 4. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Wow. What happened on that play?
The middle of the field was wide open. Just a miscommunication. And the best wide receiver for Charleston Southern, Davis, right down in between the safeties. Beautiful throw from Bess. Coming out in the second half, a couple plays, and all of a sudden, Charleston Southern gains all the momentum.
Wide open. The best receiver on the team, who the Campbell coaching staff said could not be allowed to touch the ball.
Extra point is up.
That is his first catch, and what a catch it was. Wow. (24-21), all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game.
And as long as you can protect up front for Charleston Southern, I would throw deep. I mean, you've got a quarterback that has a strong arm, and if the middle of the field and the cover 2 defense is open, I mean, take your shots. And for Campbell, go the halftime break, feel very good, but momentum shifts can happen just like that. You have a penalty, a couple of positive plays, boom, touchdown. Now Charleston Southern looks up, hey, we're only down by 3 points. We've gotten outplayed so far, but we're in this ball game.
30-plus yards on the touchdown. Just a couple of big strikes have been the difference in this game. And it's a Campbell pass defense that was one of the best in the nation. Not so today. McNeely back in his end zone. Preseason, all special teams for the Big South, is going to take it out. Breaks a tackle at the 30. Flag comes in to the 50. Down the far sideline. Josh McNeely to the house. A flag back at the 25.
During the return, holding return team number 45. 10-yard penalty, it's first down.
Penalties. The Achilles heel of Campbell in this game. It was a problem early in the season. They cleaned some things up. It has been a big problem today.
Yeah, it's brought back plays like that. That was a touchdown. Then also extended drives for Charleston Southern and McNeely. Even though it's coming back, you can just see how good he is and how dangerous and how tough it is to corral him.
He might not get the ball kicked to him today.
We're going out of bounds or squibs.
Yeah. You know, we questioned about the squibs and everything. Remember, Charleston Southern had that one squib. Well, there's your reason why. Haj Malik Williams was 10 for 16 through the air, 160 yards, 2 TDs, a rating of 188. He also ran for a score. First down. Barr. Shoot hole. Barr to the logo. Big first down play for Campbell.
And for the Bucks, you've got to be aware of the tempo. You saw it in the first half, Campbell playing fast.
Chain gang not even set.
False start. Offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Maybe a little too fast. That was on Jai Williams, one of the Campbell receivers. Third penalty of the second half, and we are a minute and a half in. 1st and 15, 4 receivers. Hill is in the slot on the left side. What offensive adjustments did the Campbell team make? Williams floats one. Complete. Jai Williams into Charleston Southern territory. Kalen Walters makes a stop.
One of the strengths of Campbell's offense is the balance. They run the ball, they can throw the ball. It puts so much pressure on the defense, especially when they play with tempo.
Here come the Camels, just like that, into Bucks territory. Campbell's lead has shrunk to 3. This game was tied at 7. Each time the Bucks have scored, Campbell has answered with a score. Will it happen again? Campbell's trying to rip the momentum right back. One more time. Busted.
Flags on the play.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
What's wrong with Campbell starting in the third quarter here?
Well, I think on these penalties, again, guys are trying to make plays, trying to get off the ball quick. It's just starting to have an effect.
Doesn't look any better in slow motion. 1st and 15. Williams is sacked. The white jerseys came for everywhere. And Shavon Fields, the grad student, the UVA Wise transfer, that's a Division II program, a good one. And he was able to bum rush up the middle, but there were white jerseys everywhere.
They brought the house. Zane Vance, the defensive coordinator, hasn't shown blitz much up the middle. He brought everybody. O-line couldn't hold up.
So we've got 2nd and 22 now for Campbell. They need to get it to around the 33 of Charleston Southern. Williams tries to chip away. Here he goes. Gets back near the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10.
He's so good. I mean, he just eats into that. And now, 3rd and 10. It's really manageable compared to where it was at, but you have an opportunity now if you're Campbell for a better chance. And Julian Hill, he had a big first half. I would look for him. He's lined up with safety over the top in the slot down the bottom of the screen.
He wears number 85 in orange. He's with Anderson on the left side. 3rd down. Williams Bounces out. Trying to run for the first down, and does. Hog-tied and tackled, thrown out of bounds after the first down by Nick Bartalo, the middle linebacker.
Credit to all 11 guys for Campbell. First of all, that's a long developing route. The offensive line holds up for a long time, and then Williams smartly keeps his eyes up, and then as he gets close to the first down marker, makes one inside cut to have the angle to pick up just enough for the first down.
Seems like just a bit of a wiggle, but boy, it's so effective. First down and 10. Rogers, the freshman, not much doing for number 21, maybe got half a yard. Rogers, who had a breakout game last week against NC Central, 8 carries for 35 yards. Campbell has ran for over 150 yards in this game, passed for 179. So again, Campbell trying for balance on offense. Charleston Southern is playing without their star, Garrett Segg, number 40, hasn't been in on the series. Play action, height, breaks tackles, has a first down to the 12 for Campbell. He caught a 51-yard bomb in the first half. Cooper Dawson makes the stop.
He's been good. 3 catches, going over the middle. That's tough. You know you're going to get hit, and he has that extra effort. Campbell looking good on this drive, clicking on all cylinders.
He's filling in for one of Campbell's starting receivers, Jalen Kelsey, out in concussion protocol. Anderson lines up on the right side. Handoff, end around, right side, touchdown! What a play call! Ty Good switched his number before the game from 22 to 37. Charleston Southern couldn't pick it up either. And Good, 5'6", 145, the redshirt junior, makes his presence felt.
When your number's called, you got to produce, and Good has an opportunity, comes in with his speed, the end around, nice blocking on the outside. Julian Hill, 85, doing the job, and the Good scampers around.
He's one of what they call stable of backs. They feel they have 6 running backs that could start on any team in the Big South. Ty Good has only 1 carry this year. His second equals a touchdown. Campbell's 12-yard TD extends the lead back up to 10. 31-21 here on ESPN+.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
The B1 Performance Patch elevates physical functions by transforming carbs into glucose used to fuel the body. Don't compete without it. Visit buyb1.com or on social media at B1Patch.
There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
Whether it's the practice field or weight room, in class or on game day, we compete down here. We put in work, day in and day out, to take a step forward towards the Greens. Champion.
Ty Good with the rush for 12 yards, a 7-play, 85-yard drive. Every time the Bucks have scored, Campbell has come back with a score of their own. Back up to 10, the lead for the Camels in the Big South Conference opener for both these teams. An awkward sliding grab made and downed inside the 20. Jared Moore probably wants that to do over. We go back down to Evan with a little bit on the offense. Evan?
Campbell offensive line coach Famika Anai was posed a unique question this week. How do you fill the shoes of a 6'7" offensive lineman in Tyler McClellan? He's out with a pec injury. So the decision was, do I switch 4 offensive linemen and slide Isaiah Birch over from guard to tackle, or bring in the young freshman Ryan Young? The option was the former, leaning on the 3-year starter to move outside to the right tackle position, and it's led to a touchdown on the last drive. So I'll be curious how that plays out in this second half.
Thank you, Evan. The defense swallows up Moore. Maddox, who had an interception for Campbell in the first half, number 0 in orange, started his collegiate career in the Pac-12 at Colorado. Makes a stop there on first down. They're going to give him a gain of 1. Second down and 9. Bess. Handoff, big hole. Moore gets loose for the first time today and has a first down out to the 35.
The Bucks looking to go up tempo too, kind of steal a page from Campbell's playbook to see if they can get the defense on their heels.
Seth Anderson, the lone receiver to the right. Bess rolls, gets away from Tillman, has a first down. The redshirt sophomore at quarterback growing up before our eyes.
Well, with Bess, his talent running the ball is evident. And I think they're protecting him a little bit because I would run him more with the quarterback depth issues they have with the injuries. They're not trying to run him, but when he gets in open field situations, he's a load to bring down.
Ross Mulgrim out for the season, their usual starting QB. Bess had been in some games, so got his feet wet earlier this year. Using that feet, can't escape Tillman this time, a gain of 3. Tony Bartello, who was a big-time QB prospect coming out of Florida, coming out of high school. We saw him warming up before the game. Didn't know if we'd see him or not. But it has been Bess so far, the redshirt freshman out of Shelby. 2nd and 7. Moore slips and slides his way a yard shy of the first down. Miles Rouser comes up and makes the stop. 3rd and 1, a big 3rd and 1 here for the Bucks, just picking up 30% of these third down conversions today.
Potentially 4-down territory if you're the Bucks, if you don't get it here.
Didn't get it. Coming up, making the stop, Hudson was there, Giles was there. 4th and 1. Both teams have rolled the dice. Campbell has gone for it on 4th down 4 times. Charleston Southern has lined up a couple times, has taken the snap on 4th down once. They're 0 for 1. They sense it. They need to keep this drive alive. 4th and 1 from the Campbell 38. Bess, play blown dead.
Timeout, Campbell. Their first of the half. Media timeout.
Campbell calls timeout. We will too. 4th and 1 for the Bucks when we come back on ESPN Plus. Here we go, 4th and 1. Roughs the back, Best the QB. In motion, Davis, handoff, Ruff! Close. Initially stopped, second effort. Might make us measure this thing. Campbell makes the stop. It was 3rd and 1. It was 4th and 1. Campbell's defense steps up.
Great job by the Campbell defensive line, the linebackers filling the gaps. 2 plays in a row, they run it. They were in the shotgun both times. For 1 yard, you got a 6'5" quarterback. You want to get him under center, potentially have him do 2 quarterback sneaks. When you're in the shotgun, so many teams do that, but it makes it easier on the defense to read it. And they got close. It's all going to depend on the spot. Looked like initially got stopped, and then he was getting pushed forward. Campbell defense gets off the field.
So the Campbell defense makes a huge stand, and now Campbell with good field position. Anderson is the receiver to the left side, 0 in orange. Jai Williams in motion. Play action, over the middle, height, makes the catch into Charleston Southern territory. Austin Height, his team leading 4th catch of the day.
He's been great today. Good route over the middle. In traffic, he catches it, and that play action fake brings up the linebackers just enough.
1st down, Campbell. Williams, Barr. Nothing doing.
Barr, the ball carrier.
You mentioned you didn't see Garrett Seg, the fantastic middle linebacker for Charleston Southern, except on the final play of Campbell's first drive. He's back in here for the second drive.
And they need him. His leadership and his production. He's been all over the field today. Makes all the calls, and he's the disruptor in the backfield.
12 tackles to lead everybody. Williams on 2nd down. Slips away. Keeps the play alive. Williams, not this time. Coverage was great downfield, and the linebacker Jefferson pushes him out of bounds.
You said it in the first half. He has magic, and that's just special ability. I know it's going to go down as a sack. How did he elude the pass rush?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
A big loss. Loss of 8 yards, 3rd and 18. Campbell has to get it inside the 35. Williams to Hill, met immediately. Dropped and pushed back. That's Jefferson again. That's Hill's 4th catch. He had a 37-yard touchdown catch, Hill did, when he broke a tackle earlier in this game. But you say 85, yeah, he can catch the ball, but boy, it's his blocking ability that's going to put him in the NFL camp.
Well, and so many tight ends now at the NFL level, either they're just big wide receivers or they're blockers. They can't do both. There's very few that can do both, and when scouts watch his film, they're going to see a guy that plays on special teams. It can hurt you whether he's catching the ball or in the run game. He does it all. He's very versatile.
Peterson has had 2 44-yard punts. High hang time. Seth Anderson is back deep. It's going to roll and roll and roll and be downed at the 1. Charleston Southern buried deep inside their own territory. A sensational punt of over 50 yards.
Media timeout.
Back with more after this on ESPN+. Campbell's defense is keyed up after making a 4th down stop on their last series, and now at the 1 after a punt nearly 50 yards, 45 yards. Here's Bess. Play action. Throws far side of the field. Great coverage. Incomplete. Intended for Vincent Davis.
Well, I like the aggressive mindset. Hey, we're backed up. Let's try to make a big play, explosive happen. Now you have to be careful. Multiple Campbell players over in coverage on Davis. And now for the defensive line. 2nd and 10. You can pin your ears back. The Bucs have to find a way to get some room and get off of the 1-yard line.
Bess takes that snap 7 yards back into that orange end zone. Play action. Fires. Complete. Jordan close to the 1st down marker. That'll make a big difference.
At the 11-yard line.
And we're looking at the far sideline, and the side judge says, yes, he certainly got it. Take a deep breath if you're a Bucs fan. Caden Jordan pulled you out of that end zone.
Yeah, aggressive. 2 passing plays. Nice curl route. Getting separation.
Jordan lines back out on that far sideline. Best 1st and 10 with some room. Rough, no. Dropped for a loss. Gabe Holmes comes through. The defensive tackle. This is his 7th year in the program. Red shirt, medical red shirt, COVID red shirt. He's making the most of it. He's better than he's ever been.
He's a good dancer, too. Nice celebration to finish it off. The first step, quickness, pad level. He's a technician up front.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Bess with Josh Johnson in his face, throws an interception. Picked off Dorian Jones. Campbell with their 2nd interception of the game. Similar situation. Bess buried deep in his own territory, makes a poor throw.
The pressure from the front 4 creates havoc, and Bess, the defender was in his lap. You can't throw it across the middle against your body. So Johnson didn't bite on the fake. Can't do that. Ball sails. Campbell's secondary sitting back in coverage, dropping. And now can this offense take advantage of the turnover and stretch out the lead?
You give the assist there to Josh Johnson. You were right. It looked like Bess was at the very most bothered, possibly hit when he threw. Bars the back. Campbell looking to take advantage. Pesnell lines up on the left side of the formation, 7 in orange. Barr. He is bottled up and dropped back down behind the line of scrimmage. Lawson Cook comes in and makes the stop. Loss of 5.
Well, for Charleston Southern, 10-point deficit. If you're a defensive player, first thought, let's get a turnover. Second thought, we have to force a field goal. Get off the field.
Play action. Williams runs, puts his head down. Who else but Garrett Sag comes up, stops him before too much damage is done. Gain of a couple, 3rd and 11 from the 29 for Campbell.
Sag has been the only guy that's been able to tackle Williams in one-on-one situations, and that is so tough. He just stayed square and knocked him down at his knees, forced the 3rd and 11.
Campbell head coach Mike Minter says he is so low to the ground, his balance is so great, he's nearly unstoppable. Looking for a stop on 3rd down. Williams has it. Sag can't get to him. 1st and 10 from the 15.
Did you see what Williams did? He looks over towards the left. That moved Sega over and then went towards the right. Just enough of a fake to create an alley, and 40 couldn't get over to make the play.
A chess match between 2 of the best in the Big South, one on the defensive side and Garrett Sag. And Campbell's Haj Malik Williams. He was the offensive freshman of the year in this conference in 2019. Then there was COVID. Then there was an injury. Number 6 is back. Handoff, McDowell. Inside the 10, 2nd down and 5 for Campbell.
It was the inside zone play, and McDowell lining up to go towards the left side. Saw the backside had some room, positive yardage on 1st down.
Campbell lines up quickly. Pesnell, Anderson, the receivers left. McDowell. Upended. Short of the first down by a couple of yards. Bryce Llewellyn, the strong safety, came up, made sure he didn't get to the first down marker, which is at the 5.
All right, Chris, 3rd and 2. If you don't get it here, you figure Campbell's going to probably go for it. They're not going to kick a field goal, so mentality-wise, 2 downs to get 2 yards.
45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Campbell trying to build on their 10-point lead. Williams on 3rd and 2. McDowell has the first down. 1st and goal for Campbell from the 4.
McDowell, the ball carrier. Down to the 4-yard line. Set up for another.
1 second difference between the game and play clock, and Campbell doesn't realize that yet. And now the play clock stops. And now, because they're at home, we'll go to the 4th quarter. You saw the same thing we did. Campbell knocking on the door, trying to create some breathing room. 4th quarter coming up after the break. Homecoming from Buies Creek here on ESPN+.
There's over 450 million hoopers out there. One will outscore the country and put Norman on the map. Less than 1% of high school players get a scholarship. Odds of freshmen would lead the nation in points and assists. One ain't never been done. 1.3% of college players get drafted. Only one would drop 48 and 11 in the conference finals. One will know this is just the beginning. Trey had a $1.5 billion chance to get here, but he saw a possibility.
Last year, I had more blood and platelet transfusions than I can count. During my treatment for acute T-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma, the chemotherapy took a toll over my body. And one of the main things that helped me survive was my routine blood transfusions. Blood donors keep cancer patients like me fighting every day. Sign up now at thebloodconnection.org/donate.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
It's bow time.
Dad, we're hungry.
Yep, to the grill. No.
Out of gas on game day? Drop a big bow box on it. Game on. Feed a family of 4 with 8 pieces of scratch-made chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea.
It's bow time.
Ooh. The thing goes clink, clink, clink. Woo. Maximum taste. No sugar.
Ooh. Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own. Papa John's.
First play of the 4th quarter, 1st and goal from the 5. Campbell leads by 10 for now. McDowell, right side, touchdown! Flag on the play.
Hold. Offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Penalties crushing Campbell in the second half. They had a bunch in a flurry to start the third quarter and now one to start the fourth.
Yeah, now 6 on the day. And that's just an area for concern. It's affected them here today. They'll have to address it. But you like the effort up front. You've got to release. Can't hold on. You're going to get the flag every time.
First and goal, but Campbell back to the 15 now. Two receivers left. Another flag.
False start.
Wow.
False start. Offense. Number 75. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Like to get your thoughts, but
Yeah.
this is huge. Campbell scores a touchdown here. It's going to be awfully hard for Charleston Southern to come back and win this.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here next couple plays. But that's an opportunity inside the 5. You have to take advantage of it. 2 penalties, and now you're starting at the 19.5-yard line. You've got to recognize the moment and put it in there and kind of put your foot on the other team. And right now, you're putting yourself in a tough position after 2 penalties.
Pesnell is left. Hill in motion. McDowell swallowed up. Segan, stop for a gain of 1. Second and goal from the 19. Campbell leads by 10. The Bucks have been hanging around. Campbell has never beaten Charleston Southern in 5 tries. 2 when Campbell was not a scholarship program. The last 3 when they have been a scholarship program. Play action. Pesnell, great catch over the middle. Scoops it in at the 10.
Outstanding focus. Williams threw a perfect pass in coverage. And now you make it manageable on 3rd down.
That's his 2nd catch of the year, getting to play more. Campbell's speedster, starting wide receiver Jalen Kelsey out in concussion protocol. Pesnell has stepped up in his absence. Height has stepped up in his absence. 3rd and goal from the 10. Williams, Anderson, the fade, the catch. Out of bounds. Coverage by Jamel Johnson, the true freshman, was all over Anderson. Here comes the field goal kicking team. What a stand for the Bucks. Penalties help them out, but here's Charleston Southern again, giving their team a chance in this game.
Well, the mindset was turnover or force a field goal. Watch for Charleston Southern. The previous attempt, they stunted late, try to get a penalty on Campbell. The offensive line has to stay still and be disciplined up front.
This will be a 27-yard attempt. Dowden has made from 40 and missed from 37. Jackson Hayes is the preseason all-conference long snapper. McKay Taylor, the holder. The kick by Dowden is up. The kick is through, but the Bucks hold when Campbell had 1st and goal from the 5 to start this quarter. 34-21, a win for the Bucks. We'll keep it right here. Jay, I don't know if the Bucks are going to come back and win this game, but if they do, we'll point back to this little series here where Campbell looking for 7, 6 were taken off the board because of penalties. More penalties pushed it back, and they settled for 3.
Well, in Charleston Southern, the underdog on the road, you want to get into the 4th quarter. Here we are. They're in the ballgame, 2 possessions, and they've got a chance. Now for Campbell, 13-point lead. You feel comfortable but not secure. And as a home team, you had opportunities to really end this game. You haven't done it, so there's some learning opportunities they'll take from this. Still a lot of football for both teams to play.
And look, if you're not familiar with Charleston Southern this year, they are rebuilding. lost their all-everything quarterback who transferred to NC State, but this is a team that's 0-4 that has played a very, very tough schedule. Kickoff into the end zone, and we'll take a break. Charleston Southern with the ball when we come back on ESPN+.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Late in the third quarter, Campbell offensive coordinator Anthony Whedon came down from his usual perch in the press box to the sideline. His big adjustment was helping his offense with pass protection, trying to teach Hajj Malik Williams the proper adjustments with all the changing, rotating defenses from the Buccaneers. It didn't help on that last drive as it stalled inside the 20, but I'll see later in the game, can Whedon being on the field make an impact for his offense?
Best throws incomplete to start the fourth quarter. Thank you so much. Our Evan Budrovich doing a great job down on the sidelines. He will be with the winning coach after the game for our shortstop Food Mart post-game plus with Jay Sunhalter. I'm Chris Haymeyer, and as our spotter, Nate Owens and the crew doing a wonderful job bringing you the pictures from the homecoming game. Campbell trying to win their second straight game, trying to go to 1-0 in the conference. Bess, pitch, Moore. Runs over a man, still going, close to the first down marker. What a run. J.D. Moore.
And Moore, who's had a really good year, refusing to go down. There's 4 or 5 Campbell defenders over there with the sideline. He did the job.
Charleston Southern offense trying to get over 100 yards rushing. They're at 95. They've averaged 95 a year. Bass throws it to his back. Moore again will get the first down near midfield at the 47.
For Charleston Southern, there's more of an urgency on this drive. Bess, you're going to his outlet. Nice job, read the defense, and dumping the ball off.
Field goal kept it within reach. Bess throws to Davis. Most explosive player on the field, shows you why. Breaking tackle, skipping along. 3 plays, 3 first downs for Charleston Southern. All of a sudden, Isaiah Bess looking great.
And they're starting to play up-tempo, too. Campbell bringing substitutions in. The Bucs looking to snap it.
They'll snap it. Campbell was caught.
Flags on the play. Prior to the snap, timeout, Campbell. Their second of the half, 30 seconds.
We'll take a break on ESPN.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Last year, I had more blood and platelet transfusions than I can count. During my treatment for acute T-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma, the chemotherapy took a toll over my body. And one of the main things that helped me survive was my routine blood transfusions. Blood donors keep cancer patients like me fighting every day. Sign up now at thebloodconnection.org/donate.
There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
There's over 450 million hoopers out there. One will outscore the country and put Norman on the map. Less than 1% of high school players get a scholarship. Odds of freshmen would lead the nation in points and assists. One and never been done. 1.3% of college players get drafted. Only one will drop 48 and 11 in the conference finals. One will know this is just the beginning. Trey had a 1.5 billion chance to get here, but he saw a possibility.
Jay Sunhalter, what has gotten into the Bucks offense on this drive?
Hey, they're hanging in there yards after the catch, and Best is looking downfield. Campbell's playing back. He's taking outlets. They're doing a good job playing with a sense of urgency.
Anderson has been the big play man. He's on the left side. Best goes right. Big play and just overshoots the outstretched arms of Cale Anderson. Dorian Jones in on coverage.
That's the second time today they ran the same route, a straight go. Best just overthrew it. Once earlier to Jordan in the first half. That was a touchdown, a missed opportunity. You've got to hit those. Again, young quarterback, young wide receiver. There hasn't been a lot of chemistry with these guys coming in and out of the lineup. There's an opportunity.
Best runs. Gaffney is there. Gain of 2, 3rd and 8. Obviously, Campbell settling for a field goal instead of a touchdown made this a 2-score game. Bucks can't afford to come up empty on this drive.
Well, and we'll see what happens on this play, but you figure this could be 4-down territory. And most likely is unless there's a sack.
11:44 to go in the fourth. Campbell has never trailed. Bucks have kept it close. Best fires. Complete. Catch made. This time, Anderson gets it on the money from Best. Dorian Jones with the tackle. Drive continues.
Beautiful throw, and that's the arm talent. Best was flat-footed. Pressure was coming. He was able to get enough on that pass to slide it in between the coverage.
That's the Cale Anderson. Seth Anderson, no relation, wears 83. Again to Cale Anderson, a steady dose on this drive. He had just 4 catches coming in. He has 2 on this drive. Jonathan Jones wears number 4. Dorian Jones wears number 5. Neither can cover him. Best handoff. Toppled over. C.J. Tillman, the middle linebacker, comes up and puts a stop to the positive plays as J.D. Moore goes down.
12 players at the snap. Half the distance, first down.
And a flag comes in, and that flag on the Camels. So it turns out to be a positive play via the orange hanky.
Now 8 penalties for Campbell. And Best starting to gain more confidence. You can see it on the drive.
He looks like a totally different quarterback these last couple of drives here.
It's like he's settling in, and confidence is a real thing. I mean, he's played the best ball of the season. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities coming into the ball game, but he's getting better.
Foster and Seth Anderson to the left. Moore's the back. Moore. Stopped by an orange wall at the 1. Aaron Maddox, C.J. Tillman come up to make the stop for now. But the Bucks a yard away from making this a one-score game with 10 minutes to go. Moore.
Moore, the ball carrier.
No signal yet.
Tackled by Tillman, among others.
They're untangling the pile. Tillman got there first. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Buccaneers.
What a second effort from J.D. Moore.
What a drive. I mean, Charleston Southern, when you need it, you have to have it. Can you come through? And they did. Now, only a 7-point deficit, looking to be 6.
Please reset the game clock to 9:47. 9:47.
So an extra point to make this a 6-point game. 9:47 to go. 10 plays, 75 yards. The Bucks needed it. And they are on quarterback growing up. The kick is up. The kick is through. 34-28 with 9:47 to go. And that brings us to a break. Don't go anywhere. This one getting good. Fourth quarter from Buies Creek, North Carolina. Here come the Bucks. Campbell all of a sudden in a homecoming fight. Charleston Southern has never lost to Campbell on the gridiron. And in this, Campbell's last year in the Big South Conference, Charleston Southern wants to break up the party. Campbell has never trailed. The lead is 6. There's a lot of time left. Josh McNeely ran one back for a touchdown, was called back for a penalty earlier in this game. It's another good return. McNeely nearly gets to the 40. What has turned this game and turned the momentum here into the favor of Charleston Southern here in the second half. In your eyes, Jason Halter?
Well, they're making plays through the air, and the wide receivers, whether it's yards after the catch, the sense of urgency the offense is playing with, and I'll tell you, the offensive line has given Best time to throw. They're executing. They're doing just enough to hang in there and give themselves an opportunity. And for Campbell, we talked about being comfortable. I don't even know if they're comfortable now. This ball game is not secure, and they've got to get a drive going because their defense right now is having troubles slowing down the Bucks.
That's Sheree Jefferson. He is a big force, has been a big force here in the second half, one of the linebackers from Charleston Southern. A rebuilding year for this Charleston Southern team. I told you, hey, this isn't just an 0-4 team that's rebuilding. They were in a shootout with Western Carolina, lost at NC State. You know how that's going to go. Lost at Eastern Kentucky. And Furman, that was a game that went back and forth just a couple of weeks ago. Coming off a bye week, they're sending a message that they're not just rebuilding, they're going to be a team to deal with in the Big South. We'll take a break as they tend to Jefferson. Campbell by 6, back after this.
Media timeout.
Great to see Sheree Jefferson, the redshirt sophomore out of Orlando, Florida, came in with 22 tackles, 6.5 for loss. Took a long time, but under his own power. 1st and 10 for Campbell. Charleston Southern with their scoring drive. It is now a one-possession game, one-score game. Play action, complete. Anderson, first down to the 50. Kennedy with the stop.
It'll be interesting to see how Campbell decides to play with their tempo. Usually you would go slower here to use the clock. You've got the lead. Looks like they're slowing it down a little bit. Still no huddle.
1st and 10 from about as spot on midfield as you can be. Barr up the middle for 3 yards. Campbell now at 420 yards of total offense. Flag.
There's a flag on the play.
Personal face pass. Defense, number 25. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Just the 3rd penalty of the game for Charleston Southern, but that's a doozy. And now pushing the ball on the line of scrimmage to the 32 of Charleston Southern.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, penalties have affected Campbell, even though the Bucks have only had 3. That one puts it right on the doorstep of field goal range. And now they're going to have to find a way to either get a turnover or push Campbell back, because this game has continued to churn down underneath 9 minutes.
The Bucks have all 3 of their timeouts. Campbell just one. Jai Williams into motion. Haj Malik Williams takes a snap, hands off to Barr, nowhere to go. And pulled down. Jerome Rice, the linebacker, the wheel, comes up and makes the stop, drops him for a loss of nearly 5 yards. Second and forever now for Campbell.
Important play from Rice to set Campbell back. Also, there was no one else. He was the only defender that could bring him down.
Williams in motion again. Williams takes a snap, throws end zone. Incomplete, nobody there.
Williams' pass falls incomplete. Sets up 3rd down for the Fighting Camels.
Miscommunication on the outside. Jackson stopped. Williams thought he was going to go on the go route. Now, 3rd and long situation. Possible screen here. Maybe Julian Hill over the middle. Charleston Southern defense doing the job the last 2 plays.
Bucks defense has held this Campbell offense to just 10 points in the second half. Can they hold again? Get the ball back to their suddenly red hot and firing offense. There's Hill in motion, 85 in orange. Handoff. Barr. Nowhere to go. Pushed back. Pushed out. McClendon. Sagan. And Campbell now with a decision. They have rolled the dice time after time after time. They're going to have to punt it, though, right? 4th and 15.
You have to.
Peterson is great at the hang time, pinning teams back. Peterson has 4 inside the 20 this year. Last year, that was all he did. So Peterson, who will be punting from his own 50, is going to try to push back the very dangerous Vincent Davis, cause him for a fair catch, and my goodness, a touchdown and an extra point puts Charleston Southern in the lead.
Flag on the play.
Delay a game. Offense. Penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
Campbell was trying to take that penalty for more room for their punter. Corey Peterson's out of Targalon, Australia. That's far south. It's a mining town. He's come a long way, and he's on the FCS Punter of the Year watch list. Campbell needs him here. Angled. Bounces at the 10, down to around the 10. Charleston Southern with 7:06 to go and all 3 of their timeouts could put together a drive to win this game.
It's not going to be easy. The Bucks feel much better, though. Chris, they're in this. 4th quarter on the road, 0-4. They're showing fight. Freshman quarterback, nice drive. Previous possession.
If you're explaining somebody this game, which you're going to have to explain to a lot of people afterwards, what are you saying? How have the Bucks hung around here?
I don't know how they've done it. They've made enough explosive plays,
They really
Chris.
have, yep.
I mean, there's been a lot of mistakes on their side, and they haven't. Campbell has outplayed them thus far, but you look up and they've done just enough.
And it seems like it's a young team that's getting better as this season and as this game goes on. Bass misfires on that play. He had Seth Anderson, but he misses him out of bounds, incomplete.
For Campbell's defense, the number 1 key is you cannot give up the big play. Do not allow anything over your head. You have to keep everything in front of you, come up and make the play, and also force them to use this clock.
And there's a lot of it. Charleston Southern doesn't even have to think about rushing here. Under 7 minutes to go. Bess. Steps up, pulled down. Gabe Holmes was in the middle of 3 orange jerseys. Tillman there as well. Campbell defense answering the call so far. It's 3rd and 10.
This isn't passing situations every single down, but the Bucks definitely have to start being aggressive. That plays into the defensive line for Campbell. Their strength getting after the quarterback. Johnson Allen, Holmes up the middle, 3 outstanding rushers, and they make a play.
Charleston Southern calls timeout. We'll keep it right here. A big third down play coming up. Campbell with 418 yards of total offense, but the Bucks at 357, including 247 through the air.
Yeah, and right now, important play. You still have 2 timeouts. If you don't get it here, Charleston Southern, obviously it's not 4-down territory.
Yeah.
But for Campbell's defense, especially the secondary, you have to know where the first down marker is. You have to have that in mind. Hey, they're going to go past this marker, so know where it is, protect that line. And then the message in the huddle is pass rushers, get to Bess. Keep him in the pocket, but get to him.
And if you're Charleston Southern quarterback Isaiah Bess, he's been in this position before and thrown interceptions. An interception here, and it's going to be awfully tough to come back. You have a really good punter. You got to get the first down, but you don't got to get the first down if it's a big risk. Here we go. Sellout crowd on homecoming. Making some noise. Tony Bartello comes in at quarterback, number 7. The first time we've seen him. Running for it. And hit out of bounds. Gabe Holmes makes the play. C.J. Tillman with the hit. And close to the first down marker. Now 4th down. Bartello comes in at quarterback for the first time in this game. We have seen it all. Wow.
Can't jump off sides if you're Campbell.
Gelb unleashed a 77-yard punt earlier this year. They're asking for the same. That's a missile. McNeely, good catch at the 35. Flags come in. McNeely goes down. 5:46 to go. There's a flag.
Return, illegal block in the back. Number 35 return team. 10-yard penalty, it's first down.
So Bartello, the quarterback, comes into the game on the 3rd down. He's come in for 2 rushes before. That was a look at the kickoff return with the flag. But again, I guess the element of surprise, that surprised everybody. We were wondering if maybe we would see him start this game. Of course, the injury to Ross Malgrim out for the season. He had been getting the majority of the snaps at QB. But the 3rd rush of the year for Bartello, and a great play by C.J. Tillman. Gets the ball back for Campbell. Williams. Rogers blows through the hole. Close to the first down. They give it to him to the 40. McClendon makes a stop, but that's a big first down for Campbell.
For Campbell, a lot of good things if you're an offensive player, but also some frustration. And I'm out on the field. My mindset is touchdown, no more games. Let's finish this. Let's get in the red zone and score and execute.
Still a game, still 2 timeouts for the Bucks. Rogers stays in. Blows through the hole, bounces off tacklers. A gain of 8 on first down for the freshman. Kennedy brings him to a stop.
And Rogers getting big-time snaps into the ballgame, 4th quarter. The freshman has the trust of the coaching staff.
And it's a stable of backs. They feel they can go 6 deep. And the true freshman with his 10th attempt of the night. Campbell has run the ball 53 times for 200 yards. They run it again on 2nd down. Not much room for Rogers that time. Stopped for a gain of half of yard. 3rd and a long 2.
Campbell using the clock. We saw the warp speed, now slow motion, taking their time. Gonna snap this right around 4 minutes. And if they can pick this up, and Charleston Southern still has the timeouts, 2 of them. This is an important 3rd down.
Williams brings in the red zone back. McDowell. Handoff. McDowell has it to the 50. Offensive line pushes him into Bucks territory. Big first down conversion. Under 4 minutes to go. Campbell with the 6-point lead.
When they win, now you get a new, fresh set of downs. And for Campbell, this is where you want to take over. This is all the conditioning throughout this ballgame. You've won time of possession, 32-22. This is where you're hoping that you wear out the defense of the Bucks.
Campbell just 5 for 17 on 3rd down, but that was huge. Bucks defense that has put up a valiant effort here in the second half needs to make a stop. Williams keeps it. Nowhere to go. He smartly slides so the clock will keep going, but he loses 6 yards.
Slid down around the 45-yard line.
Kalen Walters was out there.
Surprised the Bucks don't take a timeout.
They're sitting on 2.
Yep. It's just strategy. Do you use it then, or do you wait and you'd assume you're probably going to use it after this play in the following play?
2nd down and 16, under 3 minutes to go. Campbell's high-octane offense trying to milk the clock here. Right side, bouncing off 1-2. Rogers, gain of 2, 3rd and long.
Hit first by Perry.
The clock rolls with under 2:30 to go.
Short gain on the play, 3rd down to the Mighty Cowboys.
Shocked they're not using the timeout.
Why would you save it here?
That's the question. I mean, unless you want to save it for offense, which I understand, but you're not going to leave yourself with much time.
Maybe that's what they're thinking with the young quarterback. We'll see. If Campbell picks it up, it's a moot point. 3rd down. Williams throws incomplete, and that'll stop the clock. The clock stops with 2:02 to go. The Bucks won't have to use that timeout and will get the ball back with 2 timeouts, down 6. What have you thought about this Bucks defense in the second half?
They've done enough to make plays. And they've given up 34 points. But the story of the ballgame is they've been able to hang in there. So the defense, when they've had to get off the field, they've done it to give their offense an opportunity.
Vincent Davis, so dangerous. Don't let the 5'8" frame fool you. He's one of the fastest players in the conference. Peterson, high, hang time. Campbell bounce, and it does it? No, it gets into the end zone. Valiant effort by who else? Josh McNeely. Boy, does that play make a big difference. My goodness. You're thinking down inside the 5. Instead, it comes out to the 20. And here we go. 1:52 to go. Let's take another look. Yep. And now, Jay, we've been talking about how we've seen a different quarterback. Isaiah Bass, the redshirt freshman out of Shelby. Look, in high school, he threw for nearly 8,000 yards, 83 passing TDs. His mom played basketball at Fayetteville State. It is in his blood. He's 6'4", 220. He's gotten better as this game has gone on. We didn't see him in on 3rd down the last time, and now he's been replaced by Tony Bartallo. Bartallo. Nowhere. Brevin Allen sacks him. The big fella with a huge defensive play.
They're not going to use the timeout. They've still got 2.
Bartallo, a Bethune-Cookman commit out of high school. Bethune did not play during the 2020 season. He transferred to Iowa Western. and throws it out of bounds, but a flag comes back late. Gabe Holmes put him on his back. Was it a late hit?
Hey, personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 99, full body weight on the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I'm trying to look for Bess on the far sideline. And I don't see him, but it's Tony Bartalo. One pass attempt coming into this game. Scrambles. Slides down, pulled down, 2 yards shy of the first down marker. 1:11 to go. Gaffney got him. 2 timeouts still from the Bucks. 2nd down and 2. Bucks down 6. Bartalo runs for it. Gaffney gets him, but he falls forward to the 40. Good enough for a first down. The Bucks battling against the clock, still with 2 timeouts. Under 50 seconds to go. Bartalo, incomplete. The clock stops with 42 seconds to go. Bucks at the 40. They need a touchdown to tie. They could win with a touchdown and an extra point.
Campbell only rushing 3, 8 dropping in coverage, and Charleston Southern, I mean, you've got the timeouts, but you're going to have to start to be aggressive. Throw the ball down the field and take some shots.
Timeout, Charleston Southern, their second 30-second timeout.
Campbell has never trailed. It's been tied at 7. The Bucks have been within 3 a couple times. Every time Charleston Southern has scored early in this game, Campbell Southern touchdown. And now here we go. We've been seeing Isaiah Bess, and you wonder if it's an injury issue because Bess really was playing very good, looking good, leading that scoring drive. Tony Bartalo came in when they needed to pick up a 3rd down at the end of the last series. They did not. And now it has been all Tony Bartalo, the redshirt sophomore out of Tampa, Florida. He played in 8 games over 2 years in JUCO, was 24 for 47 through the air with 3 TDs. Second down and 10. Crowd trying to push Campbell past the finish line. Bartalo throws sideline, incomplete, contact and a flag. Maddox got crossed up and body blocked him.
It's been the go route. That's where there's been issues for Campbell. Charleston Southern had 2 opportunities for touchdowns, and now are they going to pick up the flag?
There's no foul for defensive pass interference.
Not catchable. And that makes a huge difference. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, that was out of bounds. 2 yards out of bounds. Good call.
38 seconds left. Bucks need a touchdown to tie. They could win it with a touchdown and an extra point. 38 seconds to go. Campbell has a timeout too. Bartalo.
Timeout, Campbell. Their final timeout, 30 seconds.
It's Campbell, it's Charleston Southern, it's Big South Conference play. I've said it before. If you're playing a conference game, it doesn't matter what your record is coming in. It doesn't matter what they say in Vegas or pretty much everywhere but North Carolina now. It's going to be a battle. These are 2 rivals. These 2 teams founded the Big South back in the 80s. This is Campbell's last year in the Big South, and here are the Bucks hanging around with a chance to spoil homecoming.
It's been a fun game, and Autry Denson making his case.
Yeah.
He is
rightfully so. You got to keep fighting for that. I mean, that's a game changer. I agree when we saw the replay, and of course he doesn't see the replay. But again, you can see why the former Notre Dame star is still trying to make his case known. And you know why you do that? Because if there's another play that's close, you might get that flag.
Well, it's not his job to agree with it. He's going to disagree with it to get that next call.
He said this was a team that was much better than 0-4. They were growing up. When we talked to him earlier this week, we have seen them grow up here in the second half. Tony Bartello, is he wearing a cape under that number 7 jersey? Davis into motion. Bartello on a full sprint. Bartello stumbles, has the first down to the 50, 27 seconds and counting. 1 timeout to go for the Bucks. Campbell up 6.
Good spike it.
16 seconds. Bartello fires. Incomplete at the 10. 8 seconds to go. The go route was open again, Jay.
And that's really the 4th time where there's been opportunities. If it was an accurate throw, it could have been a touchdown. The secondary for Campbell has to play back. They cannot give up anything over their heads. It can be in front of them, but not behind them.
Were you surprised they didn't use a timeout there on 4th down?
I was. Campbell's going to win. They found a way.
I mean, you had more to pick up for the two yards, but with a timeout in your back pocket. Again, the route was there, and we saw it there a lot. And Campbell's going to take a knee. And the homecoming festivities will ratchet up to a crescendo, as Campbell will go to 1-0 in the Big South Conference. But the Bucks came in and showed that they are not your usual 0-5 team. Williams takes the knee. Campbell gets the win. 34-28. A happy homecoming for the Camels. Stick around. We'll have a lot coming up as we begin the Shortstop Food Mart Post-Game Plus. Shortstop Food Mart, the official C-store of Campbell Athletics. We'll have the Papa John's Player of the Game, the McDonald's I'm Loving It Moment of the Game, and our Coach's Corner with Evan Budrovich and Campbell head coach Mike Mincher, as Campbell comes away with a 34-28 victory over Charleston Southern. Your thoughts, Jay?
What an ending. I mean, Campbell found a way. It wasn't perfect. They wish they would have closed it out on the offensive end. The defense came out, did enough. They got the job done. You protect home field. You get a win against Charleston Southern, which you hadn't done. And you show a lot of positive signs today. A lot of things to clean up, but you win, advance, and move on, and that's the goal.
You said you thought it was going to take a 5-0 effort to win the Big South, and Campbell goes to 5-0. We go down to the sidelines with our Evan Budrovich with the winning coach from Campbell, Mike Minter. Evan?
Mike Minter, your first program victory over Charleston Southern. Describe the feeling of defeating the Buccaneers tonight.
Look, it was ugly. We let them stay in the game. But at the end of the day, Evan, we won the game. It feels so good to be able to get past that hurdle. And this program now, man, we're going to keep going. Great program win, great heart, great attention to details at the end to win that game. The defense had to have about 5 stops to win, and they did.
Defense got the final stop because your offense was not able to play. What impressed you about your defense holding off Charleston Southern?
Well, it's that. They showed that this is not just an offensive team. When the defense got to make plays, you got to make plays. We got sacks. We was able to get the ball knocked out with the DBs. I think Coach Adams did a great job of changing up the coverage in them last 2 drives, and it really threw them off.
Not the prettiest of football games, and yet you give me a sense of the emotions going through your mind after a wacky finish. Not the cleanest game, but you get the win.
Well, what I get to do is I need to yell at my guys all week long, and so that should be a good thing for us, right? 2 games in a row, They're going to be feeling good. They got over Charleston Southern, but we got to go back to work. Got to be able to finish a football team like that. We got to blow them out, and we didn't do that.
1-0 in conference. See a lot.
Come on, man. That was big. Thank you.
That's head coach Mike Minner, the winning coach after a very dramatic win over Charleston Southern, guys.
Thank you, our Evan Budrovich. Great job down on the sidelines. Evan and the Papa John's player of the game, Haj Malik Williams. He was sensational delivering bombs as Haj Malik in this game today ended up in front of a sellout crowd. 16 for 25, 2 TDs, 237 yards, and he picked up one on the ground as well.
He was outstanding. Shots over the top. Biggest thing, 0 interceptions. He protected the ball and led his team on some impressive drives and used his legs as well.
And here we are down on the sidelines with our Papa John's player of the game, Haj Malik Williams. Evan?
Joined by the winning quarterback, Haj Malik Williams. Your offense sputtered a bit in the second half, but what impressed you about your team's defense to pull out that win?
I wouldn't say too much impressed me. We knew that was them the whole time. We knew that we just needed to get a couple more first downs. We were frustrated that they went and helped them, but you see our great punter pinned them back, and we had all the confidence with putting them guys on the field in that late game situation.
There was a ton of emotion post-game after this win. Why was this win so important?
Well, other than the obvious, we never beat these guys, and also it's a conference win. These games are worth more. I was just glad to see the resiliency of our team, and through the ups and downs as an offense, we didn't come out as fast as we wanted to in the second half, but we kept fighting and we got the W.
This team went right down the field and scored in the first quarter and had that lull in the middle. What did you learn about your club to overcome that slow middle part of the game?
It's a 12-round fight. We're going to lose rounds at times, but as long as you answer the bell each round, you're going to make sure you get the W. So
it's homecoming weekend. I know your mom was here as well. Your family's checking this game out. What's the atmosphere like at Barker Lane Stadium when your team gets a win at home?
It's historic. Like I say, just the first time we beat these guys, and to have everybody that helped build this university to what it is today here cheering us on, it's a sight to see.
Congratulations, Haj.
Thank you.
The winning quarterback, Haj Malik Williams, as Campbell takes down Charleston Southern.
He is our Papa John's player of the game. Better ingredients, better pizza, the official pizza of Campbell Athletics. Our McDonald's, I'm loving it. Moment of the game, Aaron Maddox with an interception, one of 2 interceptions deep in Charleston Southern territory. Bess was good. Campbell's defense a little better tonight. That's our McDonald's, I'm loving it. Moment of the game, McDonald's, I'm loving it. In front of 5,671, standing room only for homecoming. Campbell goes to 1-0 in the Big South Conference, a 34-28 victory over Charleston Southern. Campbell will be back next week at 1 right here on ESPN Plus against Robert Morris. For Evan Budrovich, Jay Sunhalter, Emma, our spotter, up in the booth, Nate Owens and the wonderful video crew, I'm saying so long. This has been a presentation of ESPN. For a replay, check out the ESPN app. Campbell wins by 6. A happy homecoming in Bowie's Creek. Have a great weekend, everybody.